Ooh.
Not forever, luckily.
Mhm.
Oh, Judge DM. Judge DM followed us today on Twitter. And has some really cool content. Checked them out on TikTok as well. Chucked a follow everywhere. Why are you awake? Aren't you in the UK? What's going on? Thank you for your follow. Very sweet. Michaela, you're muted apparently. Hey, I'm the DM now. I'm joking.
Am
I'm joking.
I coming through? Am I coming through? Mute check, mute check, mute
I can
check.
hear you. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
loud and
can
clear.
hear you, but like, we're not important. The people are.
I mean, the people are the most important out of everyone. Absolutely. Thanks for the MVCM. Excellent. It's not double done, is it? It's not. There's no echo. I thought I was echoed. Anyway, fantastic. You were saying, Emily, about Judge.
Cool person. That's
Yeah,
it.
cool person. Excellent. Good to have you here, Judge. Thank you very much. You make all the rulings, obviously. It's all in the name. So we shall we do any shout outs this evening before we get started?
We should.
Meeples and Dragon, we love you. Thank you for looking after us all this time. They have a lot of cool merchandise that is on their webpage at meeplesanddragons.com.au. Some fancy glasses, dice baggies, and dice.
Oh wow!
Please check them out.
Hello,
They're
everybody
wonderful people.
coming from LOL Gamers 89. We have 7
Oh,
viewers
wow.
from them. Hey, do you want to do the plug, Luna?
Plug it up.
My name is Emily. We're not in character yet. Hey, welcome Raiders, and thank you to LOL Gamers 89. Our name is Fate's Grip. We stream every Tuesday night at 6:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We're an Australian Dungeons and Dragons stream where we basically pretend like we know how to play. We have a pretty cool DM that says things very sensually for all of us. It is a pleasure to listen to. And also, we are in our second campaign. Campaign 1 is on YouTube and podcasting and all that. And yeah, welcome to Vim. This is our homebrew world. I am not drunk, I promise. I'm
Beautiful.
just tired tonight.
Beautiful. Hey, well,
Did we mention we normally stream in that same location, not online?
Oh yeah, we're not usually digital, but Rona got us. So here we are.
Unfortunately, I failed a Constitution saving throw in real life. My bad.
terrible.
Ruining it for all of us.
That is okay. That is okay.
It's not
welcome.
okay.
Enjoy. We have a little intro if you stick around that you can see as well, and then join us for the adventure, the calling, episode 20. Thank you, and thank you very much, yes, Meeples and Dragons. Thank you very much, Atticus Hood, for that. Ardent Roleplay is an amazing alternate reality technology that we use.
Alternate reality. Whoa, where are we?
Whoa. That we use with our campaign. Check out Roleplay. You can get 20% off your subscription if you subscribe to them and using their creation kit. And so you can like, edit and make your own little scenes. And with the word Fate's Grip, you can get 20% off your subscription. So get in there. Excellent. Any other shout outs?
I have a couple.
Go for it.
So
Yeah, I've got
first,
one.
if you are new to our stream, thank you for stopping by. If you're one of the people I was chatting to on Twitter today, I went into work and I was like, I don't feel like working today. So, obviously I worked, but just in case my boss is watching. Nah, I'm joking. But I was also kind of like, you know what I haven't done in a while is like just paid some love to the community. So came across some really cool people based everywhere, all around the world. So if you're one of those people, thank you so much for conversing with me and talking some shit. you actually helped us get to 2,000 followers on Twitter today. So huge. We've kind of been sitting around like 1970 for a very long time. And just by like chatting some shit with community people, we got to 2,000. So huge. Thank you so
Amazing.
much.
Thank you.
That's all I have to say about that. Oh my gosh, there was another one. There was more that I had to say.
I was going to shout out the TikTok because Emily does an amazing job making the best TikToks, goes through all our old content, finds those golden moments. If you like TikTok, you like doing TikTok dances and all that kind of stuff, follow us on TikTok at It's Fate Script. And very cool folks on there.
I'm stealing the spotlight back. We have a very special thing to celebrate today. And it is so special and exclusive that I don't think I've had time to tell everyone in the chat. But today is NVCDM's dog Lancelot's birthday. So happy birthday, Lancelot. To the sweetest little dash hound you've ever seen in your entire life.
Beautiful.
Hope he got to eat a lot of cake and not poop.
I mean, I hope he pooped, just not in bad areas. Amazing. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Lancelot. It's an amazing
Happy birthday.
Man. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Lancelot.
Do we sing it? Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. Anything else?
Those of you who don't know who NVCDM is, he's the best mod in the entire world. So
He's a great mod. Thank you so much.
Here, I'll have a...
Oh, yes, hydrate. A little hydrate there. Beautiful.
He's also a pretty decent person.
He is a nice person too. Lancelot is a very nice person. All right. Okay, let's I think that's all the shout outs we'll have this evening. Let's go into our intro and then we will see everybody in a minute. See you soon. And we're back. Welcome. So, let's put on a little mood music.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
Kind of mood.
we're gonna recap. Recap episode 19. So, you travelled with Captain Alia of El Quo in service to Queen Maren. For some time, trying to learn more about her. In the night, however, she vanished, leaving you without a captive. But with a strange sight further up the path, at night, falling bodies from the sky, a stone creature with tattoos, imparting one to Sid. A gift or a curse? All the while thinking that someone is looking over your shoulders. So, as you find yourselves in wet, thick, muddy grass, you found your way back to the overpass where that massive long rock helped you find shelter. You also ate good berries, you rested, and the morning came again. You've had a long rest, you've spoken slightly to each other, not too much about the evening past, about the statue yet, but Sid, you found yourself more powerful. Words enter your mind as the power of the sky, of lightning, has absorbed into you. And just as you just close your eyes, this flash of light, these runes that you didn't know before, stick. And for some reason, this extra tattoo, more intricate than others, has formed in your arm. You now know the power of the sky, the power of lightning, and can cast what I mentioned last week once a day. No other word, no other reason or meaning has crossed your path as to why, but it is there. It is early morning, and the suns, 3 of them, shine high in the sky. Even though it's only just dawn, they are in the middle of a beautiful blue that signals the end to a cold, harsh rain the night before. You see, though, in the morning, beyond the stars, beyond the sun, the stars, just little tiny freckles before they too will disappear as the suns become brighter and brighter. The clouds have dispersed and they are no longer in your view. What would you like to do?
Velo, how are you feeling after all that?
I feel like shit. I get up and I stretch my wings, and there's a few, you can hear my hollow bones cracking as I do. And I turn to Luna. Thank you so much. You saved my life 3 times.
What the...
I, yeah, it was hard.
And as I did,
kind of like every time you would fall, I would get you back up, and then it was like you were made of jello. You would just...
Maybe that should be what we call you from now on. Jello.
Jello!
Yeah, I hope I wasn't too rough on your knees when I pulled you out of the sky.
yes, you all saved me. No, I'm grateful to all of you. That's a good nickname. Bello chuckles because she knows that if she protests too much about that nickname, it'll stick. That's funny. That's a funny one. And then she turns away, grumpy.
Hey, did you guys hear her say that she protests that?
No, it's very funny. I hope you guys should call me that all the time. What did you say, Luna?
Are you feeling okay though?
No, I feel like an old woman who got beaten to death 4 consecutive times. But I had a good sleep, so somehow I'm miraculously feeling a lot better.
It's the good berry. It would have helped with the exhaustion and stuff.
It's a shame you missed the fight. Sid had quite a handle on that creature.
Cool.
It's true, Sid, you were like punching and stuff.
It's basically what I do. And shoot lightning now.
Yeah, aside from that, you're actually a pretty big asshole.
I hate lightning.
Arsehole's gonna be useful.
I guess you're right.
So what should we do from here? We're just gonna leave all these dead bodies out here in the open?
Well, unless you feel like growing flowers over all of them.
I mean, I can do that. It shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Well, actually, it would probably take a while. There's a lot of them. I didn't find anyone that I recognized. Did you see anyone that you recognized, Sid? Sorry to ask such a grim question, but I don't know. You seem to almost have someone last time that, I don't know, was similar, at least. I know there's a lot of taboos out there.
Yeah, I don't know. You know my eyes, they're pretty shitty. It was dark last night. Maybe we should do another once over in the daylight.
Yeah, I mean, today was the stars card, so we can pretty much relax. Like, everything's gonna be fine.
Good to know ahead of time.
I'm so grateful. Bella's so grateful following that last fight that she just abstains from the mockery. Doesn't condone it, but abstains from the mockery.
You don't see in view the bodies. You are back in your camp underneath the rock. If you wish, you can go out and more towards the area where you found that strange circular shield that housed that stone golem-like creature. It's a bit further away, or it's a bit far away from where you are at the moment.
I would suggest that potentially we make our leave from here and find somewhere else a bit safer to rest. Alia is on the loose after all.
Yeah, do we have any way of trying to maybe track her or figure out where she is?
Well, I dare say she's gone back to one of the towns we just passed that has the retinue of guards from Elcor. Won't be too long before she comes back here.
Villa, did you still have her map where she marked off the towns, or did she keep that on her?
No, that I still have. I pull it out and unroll it so that everyone can see.
I don't think she escaped. I was wide awake.
No, she's a captain of the city guard. She's probably incredibly wily.
Thought Hood was really good with knots, and it turns out he's not. Huh?
I thought you were okay with your eyes, but turns out you're not.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that's me.
Wow, that was really mean. I don't think I deserve that.
All right, everyone. I don't want to have to fly separately from the group for the next 3 days to avoid the awkwardness. No more fights.
Yeah, pretty much the entire time last time. Also, your dyes have kind of blended together and you kind of look like brown now and like grey in some spots and a little bit like, you know, when you mix green and blue together and it just doesn't look nice. You look a bit, I don't know, you look older.
That might not be a bad thing. I unroll the wanted poster. I kind of hold it up next to myself. Do I still look different from this?
You do, in fact. The last time we left off, you did go out and find a fair few more dyes, and from plants, and you crushed them to make different colors. The browns and pinks you've already put and splattered on your feathers, and you do look quite different. In fact, you could pass for an Aarakocra about half your age.
Ha!
Old.
Still old.
You actually look like you're gonna drop dead. I'm quite concerned.
As you look down at the map that Alia did leave and Velo has, you notice that there are some towns, smaller towns that are not on the larger maps that are more numerous and available to you in Vim. The towns that have been crossed off around you, they're small villages. They are Drin, Sinom, Aquina, Sunolak. So those four, Drin, Sinom, Aquina, and Sunolak, these are small villages that have a little cross on top of them in ink. And these are all north of your position at the moment, or where you think you are. South, there's one, the closest village of all the other villages are not crossed off. The closest is called Fon, F-O-N, Fon. And here, anyone who wants to can make me a history check and find out a little bit more about this place.
I'm gonna do that.
Go for it.
I'll give that a go as well.
Can I see?
Roll digitally every week. This is so much better. 17.
Mm-hmm. What was that, Sid?
Can I see if Bon is in the Wonders of Vin book?
You can, yeah. As you sort of flip through, this one you'll have to make an investigation check for as well. So 17 for Luna. Anyone else roll?
History is going to be a 14 for me.
14. Okay.
Different location and different dice mean nothing. 4 minus 1.
3. You flip through the book, Sid. There's Wonders of Vin. There's this encyclopedia of this new world, and not only do you not find Fon as a village, you also don't find the chapter on the Riverlands at all. It's not there.
I also realize I can't read.
You get lost in the book, and as everybody watches Sid just flip through these pages, this drow just almost hastily, almost in worry, trying to find an entire chapter on a country. Luna, you remember, Fon is a small town which, out of all the, I guess, villages, this is probably the most prominent. They import and export wheat, fruits. They are particularly famous for their cherries. They're seedless cherries, in fact. You find as well, or you remember as well, that they are one of the towns that seem to have a pass when it comes to welcoming people of different places, different races, different beliefs, frowned upon by people outside of the town. This place is one of refuge. And this town is not crossed off on the map. As you go as well...
Just quickly, just to clarify,
yes.
You mentioned like different beliefs. Does that include religion? Are they allowed to worship gods there?
You don't recall. You don't remember what that would mean particularly. To your recollection, it could mean either they have the ability to worship different fae than just those that are required by the Riverlands. The River King would be the most. Not Riverlands. Drunev. The River King would still be the closest fae that would resemble someone to worship, and you believe that it's more in line with just the ability to worship other fae without any punishment.
Cool. I'm just gonna watch Sid like flip through this book and look like he's like, I don't know, like zoned out or something. I'm just gonna be like,
I'm gonna make a perception check.
Sure.
11.
You notice her.
Yes.
hi, what are you doing?
Clearly reading.
Okay. What did you read?
Just lots of stuff about things.
Cool.
So knowledgeable about the area.
Okay. What's their most prominent export?
Goose down. They exported it by the cartload. Lots of bald geese getting around town.
I find that deeply concerning.
I'm growing more concerned about traveling with all of you because you guys are the experienced travelers. And it's obvious to me that you know nothing about Fon. Hey, we should pick up some cherries while we're here because they're really yummy and they're seedless, and I've never had one, but I've heard that they're good, like they're really good. So we should do that. Also, this is like kind of a refuge town, so I mean you can kind of do what you want. It's not crime, like it's not a crime town or anything. You can't get away with everything. Don't worship gods here. But I mean, we could probably go through there and be fine.
Could be a good stop for Velo.
I mean, I don't know if people bounty hunt there, but we'll see.
Can we trust Alia's signing off on these towns, though?
Oh, aren't we, like, she was really friends with us by the end, so I think we can pretty much... She was quite honest with everything she said.
Perhaps maybe some caution when we get to the town? Maybe check it out a little bit first?
I don't know, I think it's, like, from what I understand, it's a pretty laid-back town.
If this is what you heard, then I'll trust your thoughts.
Really?
Oh. Yeah.
I don't have a reason
I
to
think-
not.
Alia knows where we're going anyway, so
I want
probably
some
catch
cherries.
it sooner or later.
To be fair, she did actually hear us discuss not stopping in a town at all. She did hear us discuss going straight there to avoid, you know, different guard that she could set upon us, so maybe it would be a good distraction to go to a town. I don't know, you guys are the adventurers.
I mean, in coincidence, she's going to know the 4 possible towns that we would go to seek refuge as well, so...
She
Maybe
literally
not
let us
staying
say
too
let's
long.
avoid them. That
Avoid-
was a conversation we had in front of her.
Avoid the towns that are not crossed off?
No, like in general, we were just gonna beeline straight to Sid's house. That's
Yeah.
a conversation we had in front of her.
I think she knows where it is too.
Probably.
She did say that one of her favourite places was Trig, which is pretty much the next town along.
I wouldn't mind us trying to like sit down maybe and talk about everything we've uncovered as well, because I kind of feel like we've just done all these things and I don't know where we're going or why. Like, I know we're going to see your parents, but like, do you guys have reasons for like adventuring?
I'd like to not have my head cut off by the guard.
Well, obviously, I got that part. Thank you. But you know, it might be a discussion we should probably have. Because at the moment, like, excuse the expression, fellow, but I kind of feel like we're walking around like headless chickens. Sorry, horsey.
Oh my
How
gosh.
could you say that in front of them?
There's 2 birds in this party.
Actually, she's an aristocrat, not a bird.
Yes, thank
Also,
you.
are chickens birds or are they just chickens?
I don't know.
I
Cool.
think it changed when you call them horsey.
Was anyone going to check out the bodies?
Yes.
You are,
As
Sid?
that like goes to do that, I'm gonna be like, guidance.
Okay. As you see,
I might go and help with that.
sure. Are you flying or are you just walking alongside Sid?
I'll walk alongside Sid.
Okay. As you both walk towards the scene where you found the large stone structure, the environment seems to have changed overnight. As you rested and tended to your wounds, there's in fact no bodies at all. Nothing that would resemble your experience the night before. Not even the remnants of the stone golem figure, which crumbled back into the earth and left a large boulder, or a large set of boulders around, strewn across the floor they were when you left. No longer there now. Now it's just a path that you remember, with grass either side, long and beautiful, if not a little bit dipped, as the magic no longer resides within each strand.
So there's no sign that someone came and carried the bodies off. The whole area just looks pristine.
You can make me another investigation check to see if you've seen any footprints or anything like that, or survival. It's up to you.
Make it survival.
No problem.
Cool. I'm trying to do it digitally and the website froze.
get your dice.
Yeah. Sorry, your house. I'm sorry. That is. Do it on my phone. To 13.
A 13. You look around, and instead you watch this fellow go straight and looks at the ground. Any footprints, any signs of dragging of bodies, anything like that? Nothing. What instead you find, fellow, closer to a small set of trees, probably only about 5 or 6 of them, just in a small bunch. They're large oak trees, and at the foot of these oak, of the trunks that connect to the roots, there's a large mound of dirt. As you look a bit closer, you see underneath there's this massive black tail, lizard-like, unmoving.
Is it warm?
You put your hand to the tail and hesitantly touch it. It is.
I turn towards Sid. What do you think this is?
Tail steak.
On closer inspection, you see that the tail itself doesn't seem to, you don't see any other part of it. All of the other parts seem to be covered by this dirt and rubble. But the tail that you see at the moment is about 2 meters long, thick, heavy, and just all jet black leather looking, with these tiny spikes, or what look to be sort of spikes that are at the top. There's 2 lines of them that end into one spike at the back.
I could probably uncover this and turn to Sid. I could probably dig this thing out pretty quickly, but I don't think I should.
Go on, you won't.
Judging by so if the tail's 2 meters long, I'm gonna move to about maybe like another 5 meters further from where the tail kind of goes into the ground, what I think is the end of the tail.
Yep.
I'm going to use mold earth there and move out that 5-foot cube of dirt. I'm just going to try and uncover the head without uncovering the rest of it.
All right, as you close your eyes and concentrate on that spell, you feel the earth just shift and roll, and you can hear this as it's moved away from what you think is the start of the head of the creature. In fact, it's not. Its body. The neck hasn't even started yet, and you are about 5 meters beyond the tail. But this is the same. It's still. It's bloodied by what looks to be. It looks to be, from just your initial view, the rocks themselves have seemed to have caused this creature to die, either falling on it or covering it. But make me a medicine check instead.
Hey, 16.
16. Looking a little bit closer, you notice that this jet black lizard-like creature seems to have burn marks all along, scarring all along its sides. You look down and you see that you've also uncovered a massive foot, a limb, this muscular large thing that is just flopped upside down as though broken and sort of moved in a clockwise direction and snapped away from bone and is half covered still under the rock, but it has these large talons. One of them is broken off, but otherwise intact.
Does this thing look dragony to me?
Nah, Velo's just discovered dinosaurs.
It has a remnant. It has a connection, you feel. Make me a history check again.
Three. That's a 3.
Unfortunately, your initial thinking makes you believe that this is just a lizard. What looks to be just a lizard. Definitely a monstrous looking one. It's almost like a skink. One of those small lizards has just been, through a spell, engorged and just transformed into a much larger version of it. Otherwise, it looks fairly harmless.
Oh. It's just a big lizard, Sid. So I guess, yeah, I guess we can actually have some lizard steak.
Well, there's bound to be something useful on it, if not
Yeah.
edible.
Yeah. I'll
yes,
step to work trying to uncover its head, I guess, while Sid does whatever butchery he's about to do with this thing.
What are you going to do, Sid?
I guess anything that looks useful. You said there was a talon that was broken.
Mm-hmm.
Try to harvest some of that. So I guess if he does the head, maybe some teeth. I don't know. Eyeballs, anything that looks like it might have of use.
All right. As Velo continues to uncover this beast, it completely exposes this lizard creature in front of you. And it is about 8 to 9 meters long. It's half your height in its width. So its stomach and its back, muscle and bone and fat goes up to probably about your stomach in height. You notice that its claws are probably 2 or 3 times the size of your own legs. And it has a short dog-like features in that it's not an elongated lizard-like face, it seems. It's more sort of square. It has, as you investigate, you feel that warmth as though it's just recently died. As you investigate underneath the mouth into the teeth, you notice it has sharp fangs all along. It has still its eyes intact as well as you open those lids up. These are deep blue, but dead. You notice its snout is short but large and sort of takes up a good portion of its head. Its ears spiked, dragon-like, in sort of a triangle shape. And you need to make me a either dexterity or intelligence roll and add your proficiency modifier, please.
Cool. I'm still exhausted, so I got to do that at disadvantage.
You had a long rest. You're fine.
Sweet. Well, I rolled 2 dice. One was a natural 1 and one was a natural 20. So,
Well then do me a new roll then, if that's
Love
okay.
that for you.
New roll.
I just have the nat 20.
Give him the 20. Give him the 20.
No, don't be a generous DM. Be merciful.
It's still not bad. It's dexterity and proficiency, you said?
Mm-hmm.
It's a dirty 21.
Oh,
A filthy 21.
come on.
If we were in Vegas, this would be like the natural 20.
Yeah, 100%. you manage to extract carefully, and you need to tell me where you're putting these things. Both eyeballs, which are, once you take them out, are almost the size of your fist each. They're heavy.
I'll hand you the sack I tried to hide in.
Oh, we lost someone.
No.
That's okay. You're now the. Oh no, we're back.
It was so funny. I yeeted myself out of the.
Amazing. That was beautiful. I think we're back to normal too. That's amazing. That doesn't happen. So you managed to extract 2 eyeballs, 5 fangs of this creature, and what else are you trying to get?
The talons, I guess, was the other. Oh, and anything on the tail. You mentioned the tail kind of looked a bit weapony.
A bit weapony. Yep. You gather the tail in its entirety. You gather 4 of the talons and 5 of the fangs, and both eyes. Are you gathering anything meat related?
Oh, you know what? Maybe a little lizard belly.
Okay.
Fatty lizard belly.
All right. You managed to, well, for this you can't lift it. It's just too heavy. So you go through the side, and as you're carving through, you are. It's tough to get into the beast. Make me a strength check.
Disgusting.
Okay,
Right.
maybe new dice. Maybe new dice are working. -1, that's a 16.
Yeah. It takes you probably about 15-20 minutes to get into that part, but you do manage to cut out what looks to be a fairly decent looking meal. As all of the rest of the organs come just rolling out onto the ground, this hot, steamy looking organs. Stomachs.
I feel like you watch me cringe at these descriptions and you're like, well, I better keep going.
I might actually, if the organs have splooshed out, I'll cut open the stomach and see what this thing's been eating.
Okay. As you carefully carve open the stomach, inside, possibly still being eroded by the stomach acid of this creature, is what looks to be a small figure. Sort of, or half a figure now that you look a bit more closely. Torn in 2, there's a dwarf. A male. Seems to just be very slowly, the skin is being just burnt away.
For a second there, I was hoping you were going to say Alia. I guess if it's possible to have a little poke around the dwarf without touching it directly, moving stuff with the tip of the scimitar, see if it's got anything on it.
Yeah, okay. You notice that there are 5 gold coins on its person. You also, apart from that, you think that any other pieces of parchment or clothing, it's the upper body, by the way, probably from where the start of the ribs and up. And you, hey, he wants the description. You figure that the rest of things like clothing, pieces of parchment has just been eaten away. Hair gone.
You can have those coins. They're all yours.
I already pocketed them. Well, shall we go and exaggerate this story and say that we took down a giant lizard?
Oh yeah, you struck it a mighty blow, hit it in the guts, and then I buried it with some kind of earth stuff.
All right, let's go play the heroes.
Cool.
I guess
So like
that
all while this is happening.
It does take about half an hour in total because of all the carvings, so you can all do whatever you'd like in the meantime.
I'm just gonna be standing there with Hood, I guess, who is like my least best friend of the group.
Thanks.
And at first, for like the first like 5 minutes, I'm just gonna be like,
Do I see her doing that?
Oh yeah.
So I'll just be attending to Horsey and the camels and everything else, and out loud. So Luna,
yeah, so that's my name. Hey, like, you know that really weird, intense fight that we had?
was it a fight? Sure.
I mean, you got really defensive and I got really defensive, and then it felt like Sid was trying to help, but really he just kind of put his nose in it. And he didn't make it better, but he didn't make it worse.
Like, I mean, yes, I guess. What's
I
your
mean, you
point?
should, because like you basically question my entire belief system. But I guess that doesn't matter to you. Anyway, my point is that I've decided that it doesn't matter. But just like moving forward, if it's okay, like my cards are pretty much the only thing that I believe in, and they're really important to me, and my parents put a lot of their life into them, and yeah, I don't like them being even alluded to negatively. So if you could not, or if you're going to, maybe say it to someone that's not me, that would be okay with me.
That is very big of you to say.
Well, I mean, it was a lot of words.
I must admit, I truly didn't intend to make jest of your belief system, if that's what it is to you. I actually
yeah.
quite admire it.
If we run a chorus, could you maybe like make that obvious?
Oh, well, I don't understand it, so I'll ask questions about it, but I think the people of
You
him should
can
have
ask
the...
questions. I'm okay with that. It's just like, at least when Velo speaks, I know she's a bitter old lady. With
Well,
you,
we
I
can't
feel
hit her,
like-
she's too old.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have much life left, so there's just no point in educating her because she obviously doesn't want to be educated. So, with you, like, I just feel like there's hope, you know? And, like, I'm not trying to convert anyone or anything like that, but I just, like, want respect.
Of course.
And it's really hard traveling with a group of people that are much more experienced than me because I don't really know what I'm doing.
What makes you think that the other two are more experienced?
Well, I mean, Sid's covered in tattoos, so I just kind of assumed. And Valo is really old, so I figured that she'd have to have traveled a bit in her life. And then you've just kind of told us that you were like a part of this weird cult that, like, I don't know, collects mushrooms and teeth.
Well, we do a little bit more than that, but
Well, maybe I'd know that if you'd, like, told me.
well, I can talk to you about it sometime if you want to.
Yeah.
But I think you'd find the other two haven't traveled too much either. No one here is better than you, Luna.
They are.
Why do you think that?
Because I died a lot, or almost died a lot.
What has that got to do with being better?
I mean, maybe if I was better, I wouldn't do that.
Well, from
Also,
what
like,
I've
the whole fighting thing, I don't like it very much. I'm not very good at it. I just kind of say words and hope that it works, and I do what my parents taught me and hope that maybe no one will die, including the people that are misunderstood. And also, I'm really bad at making friends. Like, every time I try to talk to someone and make friends with them, they seem to either run away or think that I've got like a hidden agenda or something. Like the very first person that we ran into and I tried to make friends with them while Velo stole their horse, they kind of just acted really weird and they said we'd catch up for a drink, and I just haven't seen them since.
well, we've been on the road for quite some time now.
Yeah, no, they said that they were traveling too, so I kind of thought we'd cross paths at some point.
Just give it time, Luna. You'll be all right.
I just don't think we have to fight everyone, you know? Like, I don't like the violence.
No, nor do I.
I don't like that I killed that guy on the horse. That was really upsetting.
I mean, it was an accident and he was trying to steal our stuff, so
I mean,
maybe.
my parents have told me about that spell before, but I didn't realize how strong it was until I got hit by it, and then I realized because everything went black.
Luna, I think you've got a lot of potential
To
do whatever you want to do. What is it that you want to do?
well, 5. And then once I've drawn them, I can, like, one by one, I'll send them off to my parents and get their approval, and they'll eventually get added to the deck, and then once that's done, I can go home. And I can be with my family again. And maybe one day I'll get a family too.
Is there a reason why you just can't go back now?
Well, I mean, this was kind of, I guess, their challenge to me. Like, I haven't been alone at all for my entire life. I've always been with my parents, so I guess this was their way of getting me to see the world, like they did.
Are we the first group of people that you've traveled with for a day and a week?
Yeah.
Well, you're doing fine so far.
Thanks.
And the fighting, I think, is more of a necessity than it is a choice. A lot of the things that we've come across in this experience that we're all sharing is been somewhat forced upon us.
Yeah. Except for the kids that Velo tried to kill, when they fell out of the sky.
That was a bit unfortunate. I must admit, I think she is going a little senile, yeah?
Death.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Death pool? Did I miss that part?
The death pool?
Yeah, like, Sid mentioned that we had a death pool where we were, like, betting on how long she had to live. I just
Oh,
kinda
yes, that's
remembered
right.
it.
But yeah, how long do you think?
Oh, I think she's still got years. I think she's actually just playing mind games with us. I think she's really young.
While we're talking about Velo, do you think she actually... There is some truth to what Alia was saying?
Maybe. But, like, keep in mind that it's probably a perception thing. Like, some people think, that certain races, for example, are evil and they're not. And that's just based on perception, right? Like, that's just education and perception and all that sort of stuff. And maybe what Velo was doing is what we're doing, and that's trying to protect her family at all costs. And I know if it was me and it was an enemy and they were trying to kill my family, I'd probably do some pretty crazy things too.
That's the thing I can't work out, though. From my experience, family stays as tight as it can be, but her daughter wants to kill her.
Adopted daughter, so it's a little bit different.
Perhaps.
There might not be any love there, just necessity.
But then why want to kill her? Just be distant.
Or she could be under some weird, mysterious curse, and we have to break it, and Sid like has to kiss her daughter, and true love breaks the spell.
I mean, that could possibly be it. I've heard of a story like that once.
I've heard a lot of stories like that. Some of them are scary.
That reminds me, when we pass through the town, I'll have to pick up some books.
On what?
Just on anything. I've got a friend back home that likes to be read to. Sorry? I think I might be having a little bit of sound issues. What's their name? I might just keep that to myself for now.
And Velo, as you finish up your cutting of this beast, Velo, are you doing anything else apart from watching Sid?
Just holding the meat sack.
Okay, so you're just holding it open as Sid just piles in fairly sweet smelling meat and the body parts, and the sack becomes quite full. Every now and again you sort of feel its weight to make sure you can still lift it. With the tail in it, it's a bit difficult.
I need your help lifting this sack, Sid.
I'll assist the lift.
Alright, make yourself just a straight strength check, either Velo or... Actually, no, both of you do. Both of you do. One strength check each.
15.
19.
Goodness. With not too much hassle, you are able to, both of you though, lifting this sack full of lizard guts, start to make your way back to the cart without being able to see anything else, evidence that are related that would have you understand what happened last night was even real. You make your way back to the cart, and Hood and Luna, you watch as your companions seem to have on their person a very large sack of something.
I guess as we approach, I'll go, well, me and the old duck drew upon our vast well of previous experiences on the road and took down a giant lizard. Butchered it up.
Can I roll insight on that, please?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to roll it.
Can I also confirm that my audio is okay, please?
Yeah,
that is much better.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Thank you.
It was a fierce battle, but it's to celebrate our victory, we stole a sack full of its bits.
You can both roll deception, Velo and Sid as well.
I did for a 20.
A
Oh.
20.
Ooh,
That
Shit,
is
I rolled a 17
17.
for my insight.
A 17
What
for
happens
Velo. What was
if-
that, Luna?
17 also.
As well, okay.
I got a 19 and have a +1, so I got a dirty 20.
And what did you get, Sid?
Also a dirty 20.
Oh, okay. Luna,
17, 20, 20.
yeah, Luna, you,
Really? Jeez.
yeah, Luna, Velo seems to have something. You see the eyes just sort of gaze over to Sid as though they're trying to prove their story to each other. But Sid seems like he's telling the truth. Sid, yeah, and therefore they both do. Hood, you are a little bit more skeptical. You looked at their hands, and they don't seem like that they've done too much battle-related stuff.
I'll kind of look at him a bit cockeyed, but I'll believe it for the most part. It's
Best
funny. I
friends for life.
didn't hear any rustling. You weren't that too far away, but please show us. What did you get?
Maybe
I
don't
guess
show
I'll-
us. I'm not sure if I want to see it.
You don't want to see the big lizard? I
No.
must admit, I've never seen a large lizard.
I'm going to
Yeah, you
try
have,
and
Valerie.
turn with my back to the sack and try and sneakily get out the 2 eyeballs,
Mm-hmm.
and then Pan's Labyrinth style hold them up in my hands in front of my eyes and
I see what you're doing there.
Sid looks horrifying. He looks very, very scary right now. As within the eyeball, it seems like there's still that liquid that just rolls around inside of that sack.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. Got me a couple of juicy eyeballs. Got me some more fangs. I don't think they're the same ones that you need.
Did your mother never tell you not to play with your food?
No?
You
Encouraged
didn't
me.
eat these?
No. That's in the sack. I got a little special treat for when we next stop.
I'm sorry, I draw the line at lizard.
As he's showing me these things, am I aware of any value that this is worth of, being from the House Omnicron and the trading and whatnot?
Make an intelligence check, but just add your proficiency.
Did you say House Omicron like
Omicron.
the fucking virus? Is that what you
Omicron.
House COVID.
Sorry, intelligence plus my modifier?
Plus your modifier, plus your proficiency, yeah.
Okay, yep. So that's going to be a 17. Yeah, okay.
Okay. To
17.
alchemists and to maybe some people, some connections you might have in the Mages Guild, the eyeballs, that's the only thing you're showing them, Sid. They would go for probably a good 150 to 200 gold each.
I'll go through the bag. Pull out the talons. I don't know if you can fashion some gloves or something out of these. Improve your little kitty claws there.
Do you want me to roll for each part that he pulls out, or just
Okay. The talon's probably about 18 to 19 gold pieces per talon.
Yeah. Hold out a tooth. I got about 5 of these.
About 7 gold pieces per.
And I guess kind of like flop the end of the tail, the spiky bit of the tail out of the bag. I don't know, maybe skin the flesh off it and whack someone with this. So it could be pretty dangerous.
You know Hood as a weapon, probably not very valuable. Hood, the spikes are, they can do damage, but you'd have to really whack someone with it and line like a club with it or something like that. If that happened, you'd probably get a decent weapon out of it. But otherwise, for its skin is actually more valuable as it is. Probably about 30 or so gold for the skin. The meat, just flesh for meat, for steaks and stuff.
So, this may be a tricky question to ask. Do I know what the creature is then?
It's you're basing your evaluation of the fact that it is a dragon-like creature, because that's what it looks like to you.
Yeah, okay.
But again, roll a history.
Kraken.
A natural bloody 20.
It's been a while since I've heard that terminology.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Kraken's good. Yep. This is a particularly large basilisk.
Right, okay, shit.
Very large.
Does my opinion on whether or not they defeated it change? When I realize this?
You haven't come across one before, but you've read on them and you know of them from your information that you got from your house. It's a large creature. They would have had to have been very lucky. They would have had to probably snuck up on it. And you look again at Velo, and then they would have had to probably coup d'etat, because otherwise some more injuries would have arisen. You would have seen more injuries from a scratch.
Am I aware then as well that a basilisk can turn someone into stone?
Yes, you are aware of that information.
So which one of you stared this creature in the face and defeated it?
It was group effort between the two of us, but this thing snuck up on us, and I parried its little bitch attack. And I threw it right in the eyes, and I cut it. And then Vala used magics to choke it with a bit of dirt. Just
the old dirt choke.
all over in a matter of seconds.
You
This little
store
pussy with-
you store straight into its eyes.
Yeah, store it down. Get it real hard. Hey,
I'm going to
wow.
like whisper to Sid. I would realize if he did that, he might have been petrified. Yeah.
Absolutely.
As I'm looking over the material, I'll just look up at him and be like, "Your secret's safe with me." Good job, and then pat him on the shoulder. You've got quite a lot of loot here. This could fetch easily, maybe 300 gold.
I also got a few coins off a dwarf. Lizard boy seems to eat them.
Yes, all right. So we're having Basilisk Steaks.
Yeah, I got a little bit of its belly pouch. I'm gonna fry that up nice and good.
I thought you were going to cook the eyes.
Maybe don't do that. That's probably the most valuable thing on them.
Like I said, I draw the line at lizard.
Would I
I'm
know?
not eating it.
Think of it like fish chicken.
No, I won't think of it like fish chicken. I'll think of it like lizard and gross.
I think before you said that the rest of the meat is just for food, so it can be eaten. Yeah.
Yes, it's very edible. Yeah, it's you don't have any indication though as to nutrition or how it would feel or taste.
I've heard of crocodile spring rolls. They're quite nice.
What's a
Bit salty.
crocodile?
You don't know what a crocodile is?
Tastes
You
like
don't
fish
know.
chicken.
Kind of like
it's
a smaller version of this thing.
Velo's right. It's river chicken. It's delicious. It's a bit salty.
Stop putting chicken behind words and thinking that I will suddenly think it's okay because you're all pretty screwed up. All of you.
Well,
I'm a little frightened to travel with you.
it's better
Can
than
we
chicken
follow?
because we don't eat that, right?
Did you actually check out the bodies or did you just hack apart a
Oh,
chicken?
they weren't there.
Yeah, bodies were mysteriously gone. We forgot
Oh.
in all the battle.
Did you just forget to mention that too?
Well, we're a little bit busy taking down the chicken steak.
Right. Okay. Awesome.
Didn't you hear my sweet story about how it happened?
We found half a door.
did, but I just chose not to be impressed. Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
Well, shall we head to this town then?
We've got provisions. Why not? Let's go check it out.
Yeah, I think it's about time we do because me and Hood just stood here and we actually had another argument.
It was awful. I was
He threw a
wrong.
punch at me.
Now I need both of you to make me a deception and the others to make me an insight.
I'm gonna like guide myself just by scratching the back of my neck.
I got a kraken again.
Kraken. I also got a kraken.
Whoa!
That's an easy roll. I believe her. I believe she had a fight with him.
Well,
yeah, I think inside's -1 though, so
no, it's,
My
Negative
insight's
kraken.
+1, so it'd be 21.
yeah, we'll go off the
Well, you're-
I
you're
rolled
just-
an 18.
In total, yep.
Yeah, with
Sid,
guidance.
Sid, you're fairly certain that that Luna is not telling the whole truth there. You don't see any markings, no bruises across the face. You don't see any.
Ow.
The reaction is not as it doesn't give you any sense of confidence that there was an actual fight here. Velo, you are in awe and can't believe that Luna managed to heal herself so quickly in that subsequent
I
battle.
used my bandages.
all right, now I know she's full of shit.
Were you fighting about the cards again?
No, we were fighting about what to eat.
Oh, well, problem solved.
No, lizard belly.
We were also fighting about whether or not you were single, Velo.
I am.
Really?
Both single. Yeah.
I thought you had like a harem of partners.
Yeah, but
What the fuck?
you know,
Like you
in a
migrate
way,
from one corner of him to the next, and just pump away.
no, we're like penguins. we bond for life. Are there penguins in
Yes.
this world?
Yep.
We bond for life, like penguins.
So why don't you have a partner then? You're already
Ruffles
pretty
and
old.
Well, it's never
Can
too
you
late.
Can you swim like a penguin?
I can do everything like a penguin. I'm
Um,
gonna start getting someone to meet.
just out of character, are we having this conversation as we leave?
If you are
Yeah.
packing up,
Please.
Cool.
Yeah, you-
Yeah, let's do
Yes,
that.
yeah.
for the purposes of this, you've been traveling then for a couple of hours now since you have, and with points that you've been silent and other points that you've had these particular interactions. The on the back of the cart is that large sack of lizard or basilisk parts as well, tied up so that no bits come out. You continue traveling for a little while longer. The day becomes.
I'm gonna once
Yes?
again, if it's okay, travel sitting in the back of the car. Car? Yeah, we are driving a Mercedes. So no, I'm gonna sit in the back of the car. I'm gonna pull out my journal that I've been drawing in, and this time I'm gonna pull out the paints that I bought and start trying to blend colors and find like a nice palette just by testing in the back of the cart. Just while we're going.
No problem. Does anyone else want to do anything else while you're traveling?
Depending on the duration of the time, I would just double check on the box that
The
I used the
box?
key to get into.
The
Make
box
sure it's all secure.
is secure. The key is secure. Horsey is also snuggled up next to this sack of meat as well.
I'd probably take some of the eggs out as well if there's any more there.
You
And,
look under, you find another two.
I'll hand them to Hood. Hood. To Sid for cooking maybe later.
Now, you haven't drawn a card yet today as well, Luna, just so you're aware.
Right, yes. So I will. No, I did. I drew the star.
That was the star of this morning. Okay, sure.
Yeah, sorry.
Perfect.
Can I ask when the whole thing with the box happened in the camp? When it first opened, you said we heard a voice say, "You will be judged," I believe.
Yes.
Everything else was in like just Hood. Was that part just Hood, or was that both of us?
You will be judged. Everyone in the vicinity heard, and that was it.
I guess if I've seen Hood dicking around with the box and whatnot as we've been traveling, I might try, I don't know, schmooze up to him for a bit, and you end up getting judged by that thing?
To be honest, I don't actually know what happened. I ended up in the white room and it felt like it was only seconds and I was back outside. I don't actually know what's in there, but I feel like there is a bit more to this mystery that needs to be unraveled.
Just a white room.
Yes.
Hmm.
It was large and vacant, but it also felt like it was small. It was a bit hard to discern where I actually was. There's no point of reference. No, nothing.
Feel like that little weird kid thing that's stealing everything. So we didn't find it when we first met him. Or it, whatever it is.
I couldn't fathom what the connection would be. I'd imagine I would have seen something in there that they'd already taken. But it was just vacant. I've
Figured
heard
out
of
what it
things.
is.
Beg yours?
I was just trying to figure out what the deal with it is. The only kind of connection that's been with all the pieces might be that Honfo Shen that we keep hearing about. He was the one who apparently was doing the stuff with, I guess, the symbols on Goss's bed. And the Mask of Hassel people and the ones that had the key. And he's the one who seemed to be dicking around trying to get them started. Don't really know what the deal with this guy is.
Well, what do you think? We're going to run into these people while we're heading to your home?
Nah, just saw you messing with the box. It's one of the many mysteries that seem to be surrounding us.
I feel like it's important and it needs to be looked after, but I just don't know what yet. I mean, maybe it's just a over-glorified bag of holding, if you've ever heard of one of those.
No, I have no idea what that is.
It's like a bag you can put a lot of things in, and the space seems a lot bigger than it actually is. They're pretty handy, actually. It'd be good to have one.
Like the little Saki boy I got here with all the lizard parts.
A little bit different in the fact that it wouldn't feel like it's as heavy.
That would be perfect. I could have hidden inside that in the cart.
Just invisible, you dumb bitch.
Well, I know that now.
Once per week.
But yeah, I think... I don't know. We need to revisit this again, but I think we need something else. What that is, I have no idea.
Well, maybe if we ever catch up with this Honfo Shen guy, see if he knows anything about it.
You
By the way,
continue? Yeah, go on.
I didn't stare that lizard in the face, it was already dead.
I think I guessed that, but I'll let you have your moment.
Sounded a lot
least-
better the other way.
At least Luna thinks that you killed something big and dangerous. There's no harm in telling other people that you killed it when we get to town.
Oh, I'm going to tell everyone that.
Yeah,
You
as you should.
gotta back me up.
I got you, and I'll do the bro.
The bro fist.
You bind
Yep,
hands,
boy.
you bind arms together in that camaraderie gesture. And you continue your way forward. The day...
What if we want to go backwards? You don't know.
If you'd like to go backwards, you're more than welcome.
We moonwalk to the next town.
With no one around to see this beautiful display of choreography as you all just walk backwards as though you really are walking forwards. And as you look on, the camels follow suit.
Some broken legs right there.
Hopefully.
As you walk normally towards your destination, you come across a crest. And there is a path now that actually forms instead of wilderness. After the next few hours, it becomes lunch and you each have a ration, if you'd like, to eat.
I'm gonna, once it gets to lunchtime, I will cast Goodberry again and I'll hand them all out
Okay.
to everyone.
Yeah.
Does everybody have a good berry?
Yes.
All right. You all partake and you're cooking.
I'll make 10 and I'll, do the horses, and with the camels, I'll
Okay, very carefully.
No, I'm gonna throw them.
No, you're going to throw it. Okay, cool.
But on the ground?
You toss them onto the ground and they don't damage or they don't bruise. They still form that beautiful, magical, delectable meal. And they just slowly just look around as though worried and then slowly munch into them.
How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have 2 camels, yeah?
Yeah.
7, 8. Yeah, so I will have 2 left. I'll keep 1 and I'll give the other to Horsey.
Horsey just every now and again just pecks at it and doesn't eat the whole thing, quite large, but just pecks at it every now and again. You can already see Luna just by looking at her that you feel like the Goodberry meal has made her feathers really beautifully sheen and healthy. You think that the Goodberries are doing good for her.
Do I see this?
I mean, Luna's looking over at Horsey for a moment, but
Oh, good work.
Gonna
Luna.
like tentatively like pat Horsey, like
make an animal handling
someone
check.
that's never like patted a chicken before.
That's why you've got to make that check.
Oh, hey, thanks, DM. Sorry, I just thought I wanted D&D. 16.
16? Okay. No problem. Horsey is probably a bit too busy eating the berry to notice, but as your hand sort of brushes over the feathers, they're beautiful and fluffy and soft.
Well,
Beautiful
she looks like she's enjoying that.
golden
Luna.
browns.
You could make a coat out of her.
I mean, there's not a lot of her, but
I'm
maybe a
joking.
glove.
I was joking. You're actually kind of sick.
Well, I'm looking after the chicken, and what you've done here is sweet.
It's actually
sure you
a good
always-
berry, not a sweet berry.
Looks like it's doing better than the rations I've been feeding her recently.
You probably shouldn't feed a chicken rations.
Well, perhaps one of your good berries every now and then.
I feel like I've offered these to you in the past.
You have, and I've taken them, but I don't think you've given them to the chicken before.
Oh, I just thought by giving you more than one that you might feed it to your friend.
Oh, you're right. That sounds a little bit
You
selfish.
shouldn't
of me.
eat two. That's too many.
Why? What will happen?
Well, one sustains you for an entire day. Like, two might bloat you.
Oh, that's why I've been feeling like this.
Maybe.
Oh my god. That's why I keep needing to go to the toilet.
It's something
Probably
you
that's
should
the
keep
fish.
to yourself.
Oh, that's a good tip. Thank you.
I'm glad we had this conversation. It was really productive.
As you do,
I'll get a
Keep going.
bit jealous of Luna getting credit for the for Horsey. So go. Don't worry, I'll feed him some lizard belly fat.
I'm
Oh,
actually looking forward
Horsey's
to
a
that.
female, not a male, because she's a chicken.
That's you. That's what you sound like.
I've been told this in the past.
He's just joking, Luna.
Okay.
so that crest, as you finish off that conversation, you rise upon it, and as you look down,
So I started question.
sorry, crest. You look down and you see before you a beautiful valley of, again, that same lush grass, a lake here and there, a couple of lakes.
Would you say it's like the shadow of death,
Um,
just as we walk through it?
it's as the lovely lakes reflect from the sun, you notice that in between two of these lakes, the path forms down into what looks to be a small walled town. You see maybe more than 100 homes that seem to all have chimneys, smoke rising from them as a bit of a breeze passes over all of you. You look over to your right as at movement and see a herd of deer that seem to be wild and just grazing. And a bit further into the valley, you see farmland as people, many people, seem to be herding cows, herding sheep, growing fruit trees. From afar, you can't make out what fruit trees these are, but looking down at the circular town, probably still another kilometre or two away, it seems quite welcoming. You also notice from afar as well, there's little tiny flags that seem to be within. And from afar, you just make out cheering. You see from the top down, and there's not many buildings that are more than maybe 3 or 4 stories tall. So it gives you a really good understanding of the layout of the village, of the small town. And it looks like there's just one main plaza in the very center of this town with the houses on the outside of it. And that's where the flags are. Ah, welcome. Welcome to this place. Tafon, you hear as underneath this crest comes out what looks to be a slightly older looking dwarf, light brown, slightly grey hair on his quite large, sort of circular shaved beard. Big moustache down, rings around the moustache as it falls beyond his beard. You see that he's got a necklace with a small ruby on it outside of his black and brown striped tunic of leather and leather trousers and very well-traveled boots. He's smoking a pipe and he has small wrinkles on his face and he says, "Who are you? And what brings you to Fawn?"
Hi. I'm Luna.
Ah.
This is my friend Hood. This is my friend Sid. And this is my friend.
Grace, the youthful Aarakocra.
Grace.
I thought it was Veronica.
Veronica, then.
Oh wait, Grace Veronica.
That's it, with a dash in the middle.
Ah, a long name, but a good one.
It's
Welcome.
a family name.
Ah, I also have a family name. I'm Sittig Bonebreaker, at your service. And your
That's
family's.
a lovely name.
Thank you. What brings you to this part of the world of Vim?
We heard the cherries here are really good.
We've come for the cherries, so have many from far and wide. They are beautiful this time of year, in fact, the most. Hardly any worms, and luscious and beautiful in colour and taste.
Cherries are my favorite fruit.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Have you been here before?
No.
A pleasure. Well, I just so happen to be one of the farmers in and around Fon. I just so happen to be around here and saw you coming along. What brings you to
What
Fon?
are the flags?
We are having a festival. There's plenty
Really?
to do. There's plenty of entertainment. There is lots of food, lots of drink. There's card playing. There's dice rolling. There's dueling. Lots of competition, and there's plenty to go around.
Well, I don't mean to alarm you, but I've brought with me one of the best bards in the entire Vim. This is Sid.
You haven't.
Yeah.
That is one thing we seem to be lacking. A bit of song, a bit of instrument. Would you be so
He's
kind,
actually
sir? Yes.
a culinary master of food as well.
You
Brought
cook.
my own meat.
Ooh. We
Professional giant lizard slayer.
should. Is that right?
Hmm.
And you are a man of many talents, Drow. Say,
Yeah, I got a few.
would you be permissive as to allow us to inspect the meat before you cook it for any disease and whatnot? If you were to cook it for us.
Want to peep on my kill, eh?
Not at all.
Well,
It's simply for the health and well-being of the village and the townspeople and the visitors.
I'm one who likes to show off his meat. And I'll open up the sack.
What's that? I've never seen such a like before. What is it that you have there?
Giant lizard dealy.
It looks grand. Tasty. Might I say?
Gonna cook up the belly fat. Maybe part of the tail meat once we skin it.
There is also a cooking competition if you would be so interested.
Oh, you fucking bet your sweet ass I'll be interested.
These cooking
Wait.
competitions happen daily, and on the eastern part of the town, there's cauldrons, fireplaces, utensils. Cooking up the best dish for judges. There's dueling competitions as well, all for sums of money, and or other trade goods of your choice that are on offer. There's fire breathing. There's ring throwing. There's turtle racing. There's all manner of things. if you are interested, you should come and join us and revel.
I think we should.
Well,
We've earned a day's break, haven't we?
Yeah, well,
archery.
like I said, I'd like to learn more about why, any places around Vim that you guys would like to see as well. Maybe we can add that to the agenda or the tour schedule. Sid's on tour.
Siddig
Oh,
says,
yes, he is. We're a part of the tour.
you are part of the tour. Is his band folk, as it were. Do you also play or sing?
Yeah, Velo's his wife. And then you've got, I don't know who Velo is.
Matt,
But, she's off in a distant land somewhere.
I'm sorry to
and
hear
then
that,
you've got
Sid.
Veronica, who is the band manager, which is why she looks so stern all the time.
I see.
It also has something to do with her age.
That too. And then you've got you've got Hood, who does all of like the costumes and Sid's look as a whole.
You will dress up then as well. That will give you some bonus points for our bard competition.
I did tear his jeans.
And I'm just a fan.
You travel as a sporter.
Yeah.
Sid, he gives you a little bit of a wink and says, I know what that means.
No, absolutely not. That's disgusting.
No, just cleaning his instruments.
Oh no.
I
don't get these hands dirty for anyone.
I see. Well, in any case, it is.
I'm also a reporter.
A reporter?
Yeah.
What paper? What?
Oh no, I write my own stories and I just kind of hand them out to people that walk past.
A budding reporter. Well, that's nice. I hope your stories get taken up by some of the more prosperous.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Well, good luck with that. There's plenty of food, plenty of drink. There's plenty of gold to be had there. You can stay at some of the inns around, and it is not a festival that is. We simply call it the festival. It is not something that is shared throughout Vim. Ever since we call it the disappearing, when magic suddenly didn't happen anymore. It's a bit of just a way for us to stay positive in the world.
It's really bad, isn't it?
It is, but we don't see it that way. We make the most of it. Hold on to our families more. Be happier.
Do you have a family?
Yes, in fact. But...
Okay. Tell me more.
Well, my wife is Loreas, and I have a son.
What's your son's name?
Tribul.
Interesting.
And they're in the town as well. They are a part of the organising of the town's festivals, and its day-to-day happenings. This festival lasts for another week, so we are in full swing. We've had about a week's worth of, just under a week's worth of it. Would you care to follow me, and we can head down together?
Well,
Sure.
since you're the leader, apparently.
It's true. I'm but a useless follower.
What would you like to do? I'll have to, trim your mohawk a little bit before you get to stage.
You can touch it up, little, give it a little bit of lift, a little bit of volume.
It's going a bit lopsided after all that basilisk killing.
You are heroes.
Basilisk.
Did you say basilisk?
I was calling it big lizard, but that sounds better.
You said basilisk.
Basilisk. Yeah.
Well, actually, I was about to ask: is there any mage traders in the area? We have some other bits other than just the meat that could be sold for a little bit of money.
Mage traders. The Chimleti have not come past here in some time, no. But they have been here before. They just don't have. Bond isn't a place that is too important to many people. We have but maybe a few hundred of our own here, plus travelers who have heard about our festival. In total, we may just peak 1,000 people at the moment in town. It's
Who do people worship here?
many things, many
Like, who
people.
do the majority worship? Like, if you had to kind of say, oh, this person is bigger than the rest, who would that be?
Probably simply the Fae. In fact,
Yeah, but which one?
which one? Well, we don't really tend to outwardly talk about it, even though they are accepted. The Bear King certainly is popular, followed by the River King, the Snow Queen also, but the most of all, at the moment especially, is the Queen of Night and Magic, for we feel like she is very responsible to bring back the magic of it. And the fact that there are less moons than there once were, and she is the Queen of Night, we feel that there's a connection. And so we offer things to her.
Yes, that makes
Nice.
sense.
Tell me, how's your crops growing since of all this nonsense that started? We
We've
seem
just,
to be having a festival, so it doesn't seem to be too undamaged.
thankfully, we were able to survive off the crops, the livestock that we had. They are becoming thinner. We've just started growing. We are hopeful that some of our alchemists are making some things that will allow our crops to grow more quickly, more healthily, and more nutritiously. Just without
Tall
the
are your
magics.
crops?
Hmm?
How tall are your crops?
Normal size? Depends on what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but okay.
The corn
there
is high.
Yeah, great. How high?
Oh,
Like
probably
taller than a person, maybe?
as tall, as high as an elephant's thigh.
Okay, so taller than a person?
I'd say so. Yes. Yeah, much taller than a person.
Is that something? Is that something we can like? Are we standing in the crops? Like, or can we see them?
You can
or-
see them. Yeah, you can see. Make a perception check though, because it's still a fair way away.
Did you say deception or perception?
Perception.
Okay, great. I guess I'll clarify. What I'm looking for is in my little, like, I zoned out vision. I believe Law was standing in crops or, like, tall grass.
Yep, correct.
So I'm just kind of looking for similarities.
Sure.
That is a dirty 20.
Wow. Okay.
20s.
Looking down. Was that
It's the
good?
digital dice.
Yeah.
As you look down, Luna, you find yourself looking at unfamiliar plant and grass growth and crop growth. You see corn, wheat just starting to grow. You see lots and lots of old but vibrant looking cherry trees, tall, with these little red dots that you see small children climbing these trees and grabbing them and having a beautiful time. You see some adults roaming around what looks to be apple trees. You see other unfamiliar trees, some that are sort of spiked and triangular in shape, that seem to have these massive low-hanging yellow fruit that you're not familiar with. But that's about it at the moment. Other sort of crop fields, they look like they're growing ground vegetables or trees, you're not sure. But nothing that would look
Okay.
like that vision you had.
Cool.
You not missing any of your dwarf brethren at all?
Missing? No. Why would that be?
Well, after felling the mighty beast that ended up in this sack, cut open its stomach and there was a dwarf inside.
Oh, please don't. That is ghastly.
Okay, it was only half a dwarf.
No. Oh, goodness.
Not really identifiable.
He
Thought
sort of
maybe help help piece a puzzle together in case one of your mates was missing.
No, that's horrifying. And no, he's not. No one's missing. So perhaps a traveller. Unfortunate.
How many days
Maybe you
travel?
could lead us through while we're talking about this.
He's already started to lead you in.
At
Can
an
I
interest,
roll? Can I roll insight on no one missing?
Yeah, sure. What was that, Hood?
how many days travel was it from where we killed the basilisk to getting to the town?
Just a few hours.
A few hours. You must remember, we did your town a great service here. There was a basilisk just on your doorstep.
Well, where did you kill it?
It was just a few hours outside town.
Oh, goodness. Well, yes. It sounds like you did a great service. Thank you so much. I'm not sure what we can offer, but certainly free accommodation. I will talk to the innkeeper and see and make sure that you do not pay for staying here. If that is we do not have much. Again, like we said, we are still rebuilding from not being able to use the magic that was within the earth to sustain us.
That was a nat 20.
Nat 20. I'll send this on.
Probably wasted it. Oh, maybe not.
Let me check in with the business manager to see if this suffices. Victoria? Veronica?
Grace.
Oh, Grace?
Yes. Sorry, my hearing. I'm so youthful that sometimes my ears fail me.
Do you think the
Too
free
much
accommodation will surmount to our glorious Cid saving the town from the basilisk?
I mean, yeah, but they're going to pay him to play, right? Right?
Payment?
For the playing of music.
Oh, well, if you're simply here to entertain, not for the competition. The competition, if you enter it, will be a beautiful display of skill and valor. If you do win, you will receive, obviously, a good amount of prize money. But simply for playing, we are currently asking for volunteers in that respect. I hope you understand.
I'm disgruntled. but I'll allow it.
Okay.
Perhaps then you could just point out where these alchemists that tend to your field are. Maybe they would like to purchase some of the pieces.
Could everyone
of this
please
bit.
hydrate?
I did.
ASMR.
Sorry, say again.
Perhaps you could point us to the direction of these alchemists that tend to your fields, and they might want to purchase pieces of this beast.
Perhaps, yes. They have a fair interest in things far and wide, so why not? And he continues leading you down. And as you, with your cards, get closer to this town, you see that the walls start to become a little bit more obvious in their display. They are tall but thin. They're not really protective against anything probably other than beasts and wildlife. This thin wooden palisade with spikes. It's neatly done and quite close together and well bound. It's beautifully made, but it's not overly protective against, say, an army or something, as there's really not been any battles in Vim for some years. So they don't really have a need. And so this palisade goes all the way around. There's nowhere to actually walk up to see beyond it, although there is a small gate, 2 double doors that open, massive doors that are already open that allow you in. And through it, after you walk through the beautiful crop fields, you smell that lovely wheat from on the right hand side that wafts through that breeze, ready to pick. You smell that fresh berry of the cherry on that in that grove, in those beautiful lines as well, as you hear the children play and hide around those large trunks, and you hear the sounds of entertainment, laughing, cheering, music, flame throwing, and other revelries from within the town. And as you look in, you see the dwarf sitting, turn around and give you a wide-brimmed smile and says, "Welcome to Fon. We hope you enjoy it here." And that's where we'll take our 10-minute break, everybody. Okay. Hey, thanks for the new talk, the new chatters, and everybody watching. That's been an amazing chat this evening. I've been watching.
It's been lovely.
It's been really, really good. Yeah, let's just.
Oh, we have to do a dance. Thanks, Mum.
Yeah, come on, already there.
My arms are so sore. I did like the first workout in like 2 years that I've done the other day.
Nice. Hey, we're gonna thanks for the follows as well. I'm so sorry, but as you follow, we're taking our 10-minute break. It's crazy. Hey, thanks so much to our wonderful and amazing creator, Emily, for making our new Be Right Back video.
No, thanks to the people in this chat for making memories that we have to embody. Hey, we got a Be Right Back screen.
Yeah, we do.
You might be in it if you're a viewer. Who knows?
We'll see. All right. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Enjoy the Be Right Backs for some of our favorite moments. We'll see everybody soon. See you soon. We're going to take the quickest 10-minute break.
Oh, roll the damage!
We're going to take the quickest 10-minute break.
Oh, roll the damage! I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not budging at all, so let's see what happens.
Oh,
Wrong one, another round?
oh, jeez.
They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling! Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage Amara gets after we come back from a 10-minute break.
I hate this game.
We'll see everybody in 10 minutes.
And I rolled a 20, 25 for stealth check. 25.
Okay.
Ah! Hey. Oh, that's a bad laugh.
That's bad.
It's a bad laugh. It's a wheeze.
Is that a
It's
nat
an
20?
evil wheeze.
18 for me.
Is that a nat 20?
So you all start walking
18.
down. I'm just gonna,
Hold on a second.
just gonna leave my hands like this for a moment.
Stop flexing your muscles.
The GM is happy. It's all bad.
Is this what makes your frown so low? Are you worried of what will be of you after tonight's turning of events?
Did you feel remorse?
No.
Oh, we had more similar than you might think then. Does that not fill you with happiness?
No.
You killed someone?
You killed someone?
You killed someone?
Yeah.
As Amara starts to race towards Rook, you have just been handed the potion. And you saw Amara then just disappear. As you turned to attempt to uncork it and hand it to Osei, the battle's over. And with that swift motion, you look down, and the twitching has stopped. And in front of you, smoke.
Jordan's old.
Welcome back, everybody.
I'm elderly.
Oh, wait. Oh. Welcome back, everybody. We have a cat in the in a very blurry video.
Oh, Buggy.
There we go. Ready to go. That's beautiful. I don't let my cat in here. I'm mean. What shout out did you want to make before we go back?
Yeah, sorry. Totally forgot to say this at the start of the stream. But if you tuned in over the weekend, you would have seen me play Until Dawn from start to finish. And this was the Chris Redemption stream. which basically meant the entire stream was like protect Chris at all costs to redeem myself. And I would just like to formally thank NBC DM for ruining that and getting Chris killed. Because there was a point redemption that you could redeem that basically was like, hey, make a choice for me. And NBC DM's choice butterflied effect into killing Chris. So the gauntlet has been dropped on NBC, who should hopefully play the game when it becomes available to them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all I have to say. It's not my fault. It's NBC's.
Beautiful.
Why does everyone hate Chris?
Ashley hates Chris because Chris tried to shoot her in the head, but there was blanks in the gun, and thus, when he was getting chased by a Wendigo, she did not let him inside, and he got his head torn off.
And you don't like me talking about meat.
Spoilers.
Here's you talking
That
about
game
these-
has been out for years. If you haven't played it by now, sorry. What?
I have no quarry with that.
Oh, there's like a pun drop there. Jeez.
All right. So with that in mind, let's head back into the game. So, as you walk into these double doors, the first thing that shocks you as you walk in, and you almost are on guard, is flames just roar right in front of your face as a fire breather, a person decked out in what looks to be, thank you very much.
Oh god.
Decked out in what looks to be this head. Thank you very much.
Oh gosh, there's more.
I just made a very strong scotch.
Of what looks to
Yeah,
be
this is vodka.
this full-blown winter cloak on, and this red face paint just billows out smoke from a torch, and what looks to be some sort of liquid in his mouth just shoots it all in front of you in this beautiful display, and all these children behind him cheer him on. And at that moment, on a unicycle, a juggler just rolls past what looks to be a beautifully well-paved town. In front of you, you see the plaza directly ahead. The gates move into a small but very wide, or very short but very wide main road of these pavements that look like they're carved out of stone in a triangular shape, almost mosaic in look. As you look down, you sort of make out what looks to be a leaf sort of painted into this carved out pavement. And as you walk forward a little more, you see people are dressed up to look like all sorts of beautiful costumed clowns, not your traditional clowns, but more with beautiful masks on, like Commedia dell'arte, with these beautiful noses that go all the way out, or these massive cheeks that are painted on, and you can see the eyes within and the mouth, and it's you see feathers all over the place, all around these costumes. You see that there are tables set out all along this this small main road, but even before the plaza, that seem to have people playing things like chess and cards and rolling dice. There are tables upon tables of them. You see musicians, these lute players, flute players, what look to be piano, drums, and they all seem to play off each other into this beautiful cacophony of sound that it's not painful to the ears. It rolls beautifully here and there. You hear xylophone, you see people on stilts that are walking high above you and are just waving down at you, as well as tumblers, 5 or 6 or 7 halflings, rolling, climbing each other, rolling and falling again, catching each other. And then crowds of people all around them, milling around, eating beautiful wafts of flavored foods, meats, vegetables, kebabs, pies, burger, sandwiches, salads, all sorts. You see children running underneath freely. You see all manner of races: halflings, gnomes, or half-orcs, humans, centaur, kalashtar, furbolgs, and half-elves and elves and dwarves just free-flowing, enjoying the sights, enjoying these mundane-looking magicians. Pick a card out of the deck, sort of thing. You see drinking games. You see an archery contest currently in play. As you walked into the city, it was outside on the right-hand side. They were shooting some targets. You see that they're setting up on the far end and on the right-hand side inside the city, but more into the actual plaza itself for the cooking contest. They're bringing out massive cauldrons on carts, and all these dwarves are lifting them into this into place on top of fireplaces. You see, we are a small town, but we revel in activity and life. Where would you like to start?
Do you guys know much about the Tarot family? And like their cards and stuff?
There may be a few who do not, but most do. Yes, why?
Oh, I've just heard reports of like a bunch of them going missing, and I was wondering if you guys were experiencing the same thing.
Missing? Not that I'm aware of, no reports. But someone's stealing cards.
Yeah, it seems really weird, right? Like, I've heard that one area has like completely lost a bunch of hunter cards, and then another area has lost a bunch of star cards, and I just find it really bizarre.
I wonder if the decks are producing more. If the company is producing more cards, or if they're becoming rarer. If they are, then these cards are a commodity.
Well, I'm more concerned that people are getting cards stolen. Like,
Oh,
that's
stolen?
strange.
No one would steal cards, surely.
Well, you don't know.
Are they worth
Especially
something?
those cards.
I don't know. Well, to people, they might be.
But not. They don't act as a currency, though, do they?
Did you just say
Oh,
that the
no.
cards are worth something? It helps people guide their lives.
Well, perhaps in their hearts and in their minds, yes, on a daily basis. But I'm talking more of a commodity.
Hood's a really big believer, and just be careful what you say around him.
Of course. Well,
I
I'm
could
sorry.
not start my day without a card drawing.
I'm sorry to hear that they are going missing. Then. I hope that doesn't
And if
affect.
one's missing out of the deck, how are you going to have a good reading on what is going to be happening for the day?
Well, I'm assuming you can't. I hope that doesn't affect the band and its journey throughout the VIP.
Well, not for us. Luckily, we have a full deck.
True.
Good.
We haven't been impacted by the cards so far.
Good. Well, that is wonderful. So, what would you like to do first? You can simply walk around, have a bit of a look at what's on offer, and I can be your guide, if you'd like.
We get to meet your family?
Oh, they are around here somewhere. They're probably just still organising the cauldrons, or just telling the rest of the folk where to put things, making more food, perhaps. They're not in one place. They're getting pulled and pushed here and there. If you meet them, of course.
What would everyone like to do? Should we maybe go and get a drink somewhere, or what would you like to do?
I wouldn't mind winning this cooking competition. Get that out of the way.
Yeah, confident, very confident. Hello, Natural Penguin.
Hey!
Thank you so much. Hello, viewers. Hey, Emily.
All right.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
To the plug.
Hey, we're Fate's Group. Usually we are sitting next to each other and not digital, but Auntie Rona knocked on the door. But we are Fate's Group. We stream Dungeons and Dragons every Tuesday at 6:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and we are currently in our second campaign. First campaign you can catch up on YouTube. There are some lost episodes, but no one talks about them because it was our own stupidity of not downloading them. What else can I tell you? So this is campaign 2. Welcome. We're 20 episodes in our homebrew world of Vim, where our wonderful DM Michele kind of tells us what we can and can't do and whether we're shitheads or not. So come hang out with us, and thank you, Natural Pengu, and all of your wonderful followers for joining us.
Thank you so much. We've just entered the village of Fon.
They want to know about the world, Michele.
Ooh.
Sounds like a Michele thing.
A world of Fey creatures that has recently lost its magic, and the Fey so far are nowhere to be found. And the party is trying to discover where this new world that has opened portals from other worlds to this to escape destruction. And they're trying to find a ways to live. These new peoples of all races without their magic. How to act. This is the map behind me. Yes, thank you very much. And
Hey, thanks, Ben.
thank you very much. And yeah, and that's a very, very short explanation. But we are in the town of Fon, where there is currently a festival happening, and you're going to get a drink.
And we're all lying.
You're gonna head over and try and find something to drink.
Well, Sid, don't you want to win this cooking competition? What do you need to do to prepare?
Yeah, what's the go? Do I get to use the ingredients here? The equipment?
City looks towards you and
Start my own
says,
fire?
"This is your own competition. You bring your own ingredients. You can purchase ingredients from the town, or you can instead simply have your own herbs, spices, meats, delicacies, whatever you need. It is a free-for-all. You have 1 hour to cook. Nothing is off the table, and it is your own."
Get it? Nothing's off the table because it's a cooking competition.
That was a good one, actually, Luna.
It looks like it will start in probably about an hour. And if you'd like to put your name down, there is the cauldron form.
Oh, yeah.
You are the
love to
band
put my
leader,
name
yes?
down. Sorry?
What is it? You are the band leader, yes?
Yeah, just a general guy that they all look up to.
He is
Because
pretty
he's
amazing.
taller.
Interesting. What is your band called?
Fuck.
TBA.
TBA. Is that stand for something, or is that just an acronym?
I think his band is actually called Sid and the Degenerates.
Sid and the Degenerates. I'm sorry to hear that for the rest of you, but Sid, it is a fitting name.
Oh, we're not part of the band. We just worship him.
Ah, okay. Well, Sid,
Not me, but these two.
you said you were a supporter, though.
Yeah, but emotionally.
Ah, I see. Well, you are not a degenerate in my eyes.
Just like a weighted blanket, really.
Oh, I like those. They're very
He's
comfortable.
a,
They help you put yourself to
Notorious
sleep.
groupie.
Notorious. Well,
That's very factually incorrect, Sid, and I completely disagree.
well, find yourselves a drink.
Oh, it's groupie.
Ah. Find yourself a drink. Enjoy the festivities and the revelries. Perhaps gamble away a gold coin or two, and when you're ready, it will be announced, and you can come over to the quarters.
Perhaps can I ask a question? That
course.
Is there any cherry liqueur that's in this place?
Oh my gosh, Hood, you read my mind.
There is plenty of
Is that a
liqueurs.
new thing you can do?
Well, I've been known to read a female's mind from time to time.
There are-
Okay, well,
that is-
now you're all going too far.
I'm sorry, we don't have any competitions like that, but I with that feline looking tabaxi look, I'm not
What?
well, I'm just saying I'm confident that is true. Anyway,
Nice try.
well, drinks, and then the cauldron competition will be the cooking competition will be called. We do have cherry
Alright.
cherry liqueur, cherry wine. We've got fine wine from the north, or foin
Coin.
instead. we've got plenty of other darker brews, beers from the Alenorian Mountains.
That sounds lovely.
All right, well, let's draw up a plan for the cook-off and let's see how we do.
I'm sorry, drawing a plan, does that mean you're a team in this or just sit?
Oh no! Again,
don't just
we
sit.
just sit there and do this.
Ah, okay. You are his
But there's a lot that
supporters.
goes on. Obviously, he can play a guitar as well, so
While you cook.
Yeah, it's a bit of a skill.
That is.
I'll evoke Rick to come out.
And just as your body double, as this Echo Knight just pops out into existence, you see at that point a lot of people around you look over wide-eyed. And this immediate vicinity becomes quiet. And they start to whisper to each other. And anyone who wants to can make a perception check.
I will jump in on that if possible.
Go for it.
I'll be too busy
How do I do
peacock.
Yeah.
Performance, not perception. Oh, I wish it had
15.
been better.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 12 and I got a 3, so 15.
15 again, yep.
I got a 7.
A 7. You don't hear what they're saying, Luna, but Velo and Hood, you're listening in and you are hearing things like, how did that happen? Is that magic? How did they get magic? Is this some sort of trick or is this actual magic? What's going on? How is this happening?
I'm going to
Hood-
speak loudly
Yep,
so
go
that the
for it.
whole crowd can hear me.
Go for it.
I'm just going to say. Also, he's a illusionist of some renown. Ever since magic went from the world, he's been shocking and awing people with his tricks that are so good they seem like real magic, but they're not real magic because there's no real magic. I say as I nudge him.
Make me a deception check, and you feel this nudge from Velo as he yells out.
Does he need to roll it like 200 times for the amount of people that saw it?
No.
Because I'm enjoying the attention that's put on me. Will it help Velo if she nudges me, pull out the lute and go, I don't know, I'm pretty fucking magic, and do a little ditty?
Make a performance check.
Does that give me advantage? 'Cause
No,
it's-
it does not.
Oh. That's a 14.
14, okay. And for the performance?
7.
7. Off key, you managed to belt out this hey, hey sort of cacophony of sound where people are sort of looking at you quite weirdly. Deception was 14. Okay. Slowly, you hear just some clapping as the crowd
Okay.
starts to look around a bit
It
confusingly.
only takes one to get the crowd going, so Rick's gonna be like,
Yeah, and I'm also doing this.
People are just a little bit confused, but they are all clapping half-heartedly at this and then start to just move along again. Sitik looks towards you and says, that was brilliant. How are you maintaining it without the magic?
Smoke.
That's why we're all here. We
Yes.
all play a part in this illusion.
yeah, it's like a candlelight, and you hold a bit of a sheet in front of it.
I see not candle nor sheet. It is brilliant.
Part of the illusion.
Goodness. Well, anyway, in any case, you were saying
Wow, cherry wine. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Where would we get some?
over there, and he points to this. This plaza has been laid out to have tables in the very center. Around it, you can see stalls with drinks, with foods, with small barbecue areas, with all sorts of entertainment stages as well, where people are making their own little illusions. They're making they have animals that they are sort of doing tricks with, like they have a lion that's leaping up and grabbing, sorry, not grabbing, jumping through a hoop. You can see cats and dogs and all manner of beasts, mundane looking squirrels, things like that, birds fly here and there. It's very, very crowded, but it is where the cherry wine is. And he says, shall I lead you there?
That would be wonderful. We would be lost without you.
And he starts to lead you towards the stall where this tall elf, regal and sort of broad-shouldered lady looks towards you with this simple green dress, and she has already on this this bench lined up about 15 or 20 small filled glasses with this beautiful amber red looking liqueur. What shall I get for you? How many?
1, 2, 3, 4. Would you like one? I ask our tour guide.
No, I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Are you sure?
Thank you. I appreciate it. And he sort of gives a bit of a nod to the elf, and she nods back, and she pushes 4 drinks towards you. That would be a gold piece each.
Okay. And I hand over 4 gold pieces. And then I'm gonna look at our lovely tour guide and be like, are you planning on staying with us, or do you have other things to tend to?
I should go back to Lorias and help her and my son, Tribul. If you don't require my assistance anymore, I can go and meet back with you later.
Well, we would, I think I speak for all of us when I say thank you, and we would like to see you again, and hopefully your family is blessed and you have a great day. And I give him a gold piece as well.
Okay. He takes it and says, I will use this to bet for you, Sid, in the cooking competition.
You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, sure.
And he takes off into the crowd. As you drink, is anyone not drinking this, or are you all drinking it?
I'm absolutely drinking the shit
Yeah,
out
I'm
of
keen to
it.
get this cherry liqueur, yeah.
As though a cherry were plucked from the tree and squeezed into liquid into this glass. You take a sip, and it is sweet, but not overly so. It is thick, mixed with what seems to be quite strong alcohol, but it's not overpowering. It smoothly goes down the gullet, and you can sip it or you can have it, and it's icy cold. Beautiful and fit for the warmth that all these bodies are bringing into this lovely festival. It's quite strong.
Yeah,
That was quite delicious, yes.
that was
Alright.
really nice.
Should I order another, or are we gonna get into seeing how we can get Sid to win this competition?
I mean, I'm not cooking and I'm definitely not playing an instrument, so I wouldn't say no to the generosity of yourself buying me a drink, Hood.
I think I can fess up the gold. Mind you, a gold for 1 drink, that is extortion. How much does a cherry sell for?
It's a specialty here.
Alright. Barkeep.
And also, keep in mind that magic is not a thing anymore, so they have to grow crops a lot slower.
Perhaps we should have waited a little bit longer for everything to die so we could have sold those crops that we had carted around for some time for a lot better gold. Anyway, barkeep.
I have a name.
Well,
What's your
I'm
name?
sorry. I don't know it. Could you tell me?
Serana.
Sasa what?
Bless you.
Asarana.
Asarana?
That is right. Why the funny faces? Why the laughter?
Again, my Tabaxi accent kind of portrays my language.
How dare
It's a
you?
bit difficult for me.
Everybody
Well, I'm
is welcome
sorry.
here. Do not be sorrowful, and do not apologize for that beautiful accent.
Oh, you're gonna make me blush if you could see it on my fur.
The
What's
next
about,
round is on me, kind Tabaxi.
You're gonna not take 4 gold?
No, I will not. Not this time. And she pushes 4 more glasses towards you.
I'm gonna be observing Hood like.
I'm gonna whip my head around a little bit. Where's Velo?
Where are you,
Right
Velo?
next to you.
I'm gonna whisper to Velo. Hey, I think she's keen on you.
No, she's more fur than feathers, my friend.
I don't know. Maybe you should try your luck.
This elf is, like I said, tall and broad-shouldered. She has a simple dress on. She's youngish for an elf. She's probably adult, or just as adult goes for an elf. She has this long, bright red hair, natural, all very straight. She has beautiful pointed ears, a fair, if not slightly golden face, with lovely yellow and orange colored eyes, and she with her fair skin, and her thin arms, she pushes another 4 towards you. Well, drink up and enjoy the revelry.
I'm gonna lean over and whisper to Hood. She's really pretty.
I must admit, she's a little bit cute. And I'm gonna take 4 gold coin out and still leave it on the bar, but I'm not gonna give it to her. I'm just gonna push it forward, and if she takes it, she takes it.
She takes one of the coins. She gives it. She looks directly at you, Hood. Gives it a little bit of a lick and hands it back to you.
Gross.
I will
Lick it back.
perhaps a weird gesture in fun.
She gives you a slightly confused look at that point and just gives you a the innocent. Very, very nice. So, Hood, is it?
That is my name, yes.
Perhaps after, maybe later in the evening, we can catch up again.
Well, maybe, perhaps, but I fear that our schedule is quite somewhat busy. Sid here, my friend.
No, we're not doing anything. We've got all night.
No, we have plenty of
Plenty of
time. We're
time.
not in a
I'm
rush
busy.
at
You got
all.
nothing to do.
We can wait.
Sounds like a plan then.
Well,
Perhaps meet
perhaps-
here at nightfall.
Well, I must
I
admit,
think you should.
I would not want to disappoint. I couldn't make any proper arrangements, but I will try my best.
Try your best. I'll be waiting.
However,
A question for you: where's a good place to stay? And that way we can just make a plan right now. You guys can meet there. We'll book a room for the night. You guys can have, your meetup, and we'll go back to practicing the band.
We should all book our own rooms this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
well,
Where's
I
a good
haven't-
place to stay?
Well, my pick is the Eye of Tor.
The Eye of Tor it is. You guys can meet there at nightfall. And we will do our own thing. And you kids have a great night.
It's just behind us, the double-storied inn, and it sounds like a date.
have you stayed here before?
It is, well, my family owns the inn, in fact, so yes.
Your family owns the inn, but you work here.
I do volunteer. It is good to make happiness flourish in a village that has not seen much and has seen such sorrow with the lack of magic, and has to live by more mundane means, where otherwise they would have been gifted all their lives with fey magic. It's good to volunteer for them. Do you not think so?
Well, I must admit you're doing a humble job providing happiness.
And it's not just myself. I'm but a servant here. Many people in this village do far more than me. I simply help and lend my hand.
Well, you're doing more than most from where we've traveled from.
Outside the village I could not speak of. I do not know how their plight is going. We are more of a secluded. We like to keep to ourselves.
Have you yourself ventured further?
No, in fact, I've not really ventured further than the outer limits of the farmland.
Okay, well, we do have somewhat of a challenge here while we drink, and I'll toast to her. And
she picks up her own glass and clinks.
And I'll take the shot of the cherry liqueur.
She drinks.
I'm gonna cheers Velo and
yep.
Sid in the meantime and just be like.
She just sips it.
My friend here, Sid, is here for a cooking competition and perhaps
entering this.
A musical competition as well. He is here to give much mirth and happiness as well.
What a skilled drow you are.
He's also a slayer of great beasts.
My goodness, a hero as well. How does one fit so much in their life?
Not as skilled as my tabaxi friend here. Very, very nimble. Very precise.
All I hear...
Deft with his hands.
All I hear are very humble folk. Do you travel together?
Yes, we do indeed.
Interesting. And you simply stopping here, or are you visiting for a more longer period of time?
Well, I'll let Sid take that conversation.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
That is a shame, although I do like a good time as well. Perhaps one out of the two ain't bad, eh? And what about you? She looks down at you, Velo. What part do you play in this traveling group?
I am mostly the manager. I argue for the coin.
What coin is to be had here? So you are obviously very supportive of this competition that this tall drow is going towards.
Yes, he most certainly will win. He's never cooked a bad meal in his life.
Oh, is that right? Well, that is very, very promising. How many meals would you say you've cooked?
Believe me, I've tried. I've tried to. I just can't.
Well, I was saying you are humble, but perhaps I will backtrack a little, and perhaps me being one of the judges, we can really taste the finished meal.
Well, your cherry liqueur has already inspired me.
You can take some if you want to, and use it in your dish.
Maybe a little snifter, but where would one procure some cherries around here?
The cherries themselves. They are a stall a few doors down, around the other side of the plaza. There you can get them fresh.
Well, I think I've got a bit of procurement to do in the next hour.
Good
Or
luck.
perhaps have you got a cherry liqueur that you might have on the shelf that we could use for cooking?
Yes, of course. There's also another competitor who is going to use it as well for their own dessert. And she goes out and brings back a small corked bottle with a scented lid, sort of in a concave. She sort of hands it to you. It's probably about 500 ml or so. Will this suffice, or would you like less or more?
This'll do. Whatever I don't use, I'm sure we can celebrate the win with.
Confident. This, however, will run you about 7 gold.
Done.
Yep.
I'll hand over her 5 gold pieces that probably still got a little trace of basilisk juice on them,
Mm-hmm.
and a
I
couple
like
of
those.
extras.
Very well. Anything else I can get for you? She
Well,
looks.
that's,
She looks particularly at you, Hood, with a knowing look.
Well, perhaps. What time do you finish your shift here if you're going to be judging the food competition?
Well, the judging will happen. I'll take my break while judging, and then we'll come back to it. And then in the evening, possibly about 9 later, I will.
So, out of character question. What time is it now?
Oh yes, it's coming up to midday.
Midday.
Wow.
It's close to midday.
And the competition is an hour out.
Yep.
So about 1 p.m.
Yep.
Could I call you Red?
You can call me whatever you like.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna go to the cooking competition. You're gonna see the victor, and maybe after that we can catch up.
I will have to go back to working, unfortunately, but later on in the evening at about 9, my shift ends, and I will be a volunteer no more. Just a simple villager, innocent and waiting.
That sounds excellent. Okay, let us get on with what we need to do here, and maybe another couple of those shots.
She plans
And please let me pay.
Oh, this time I will.
And I'll leave the 4 gold coins on the table.
She shakes her head. No. Do not pay with coin. Pay with a promise. 9 o'clock. The Eye of Tor.
Is there anything? Can I get not an inside check, maybe just a perception check on what she's wearing and if there's anything unusual about her?
Anything unusual, like just as she looks?
Yeah.
Yeah, perception.
I'm sorry, that's like my 4th 20 tonight.
I'm sorry, I'm rolling really well this evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. She has a simple green dress of what looks to be cotton. It's a short sleeved. It sort of has little tassels on the shoulders that sort of droop downward, very hugging on her thin figure. She doesn't have any pockets. There's no underneath the sort of where her sleeves end and her arms begin, her legs. There doesn't seem to be any sort of tattoos or any insignias. She's not even really wearing any jewelry apart from a small golden bracelet. On the bracelet, there seems to be a couple of small diamonds. That's it.
I live a life that a lot of complications can sometimes leave, but I will try my best to be where you ask of me at the 9 o'clock.
Hey, have you heard of Pinky Promises? Maybe you guys should do that.
I've not heard of this type of promise, but I do like the sound of it. Are there lives at
It's
stake?
unbreakable. So yeah, absolutely. You
Really?
die if you break the promise.
Well, that would assume then that there is some magic involved, or at least an assassin that heightens the danger, would you say?
Yeah, Hood, would you say? Maybe you should Pinky Promise.
I will perform the pinky promise.
How does one do so?
And I raise my finger out.
She takes it with her own pinky and weirdly does a bit of a hand gesture around it, doesn't touch it. Very well. 9
And I
o'clock.
whisper to her, I can guarantee that is the smallest of my appendages.
Your little toe must be weird then.
I'm a good swimmer.
Flip it. Very well. I will hold you to that. Now, and enjoy the rest of your day. I must get back to you. And you can see at that point, behind you, there is a lineup where people are starting to really grumble. You've been there for about 5 or 10 minutes, and there are people from the back saying, "Hey, who's holding us up? Hey, come on, get out of the way!" Make an attack roll. Suddenly, over the air, a loud voice from seemingly nowhere shouts out, and so everybody for a moment becomes quiet as this announcer yells, "Cauldron competition in half an hour. Pushed forward. The competition's post will also move forward. Archery contest is over. The winner, Jilk. The winner is Jilk." And you hear a couple of people start to yell and clap very fervently as they seem to have either won coin or a friend or a known associate of them. The announcer continues. The other competitions, the turtle racing, the disc throwing, the singing competition will also move forward as well. Half an hour. That's it.
Do you think the turtle racing is just some turtles racing?
I'm thinking, old Moonbeam. Maybe you could turn yourself into a little tortoise and win yourself some coin.
Oh my gosh, that would be pretty cool.
There's only one problem with that. Magic isn't not a thing.
No, we'll just take you to the toilet and you turn into a turtle. I'll pick you up and we'll take you over. We'll be fine.
What if someone steps on me?
Well, you got the shell.
Yes.
Turn back into a person.
Yeah, and then imagine that. That would be really bad.
Why?
Because if I turn back into a person, people will realize that magic is still a thing.
Yeah. Fuck them. Then if they try shit, we'll just magic the shit out of them.
Everyone's magic. I keep my voice down low. I go, yes, but everyone's magic works in about 150 feet of me.
Yeah, actually, I've got a bit of an ordeal. Did anyone catch that girl's name? I couldn't pronounce it properly.
Yes, it was Taylor.
No, there seems to be more syllables.
No, that was her last name. That I don't remember, but certainly her first name was Taylor. Just say it confidently. Hello, Taylor.
Calling her red was a great idea. She had red hair.
Maybe I'll just go
She
with
seemed
that.
to like it. It was kind of like a... Yeah, it's kind of like how I imagine Velo trying to get freaky on the reg. Not that I imagine that much, but like if I did have to, that's probably what it would sound like.
I'm much more direct with my intentions. There's
Actually,
less dancing
perhaps
around.
this is a great question.
Meeting at noon.
Velo, could you be mediator here?
Okay, so...
You've been living for a long time on the lands as a woman.
Okay, I'll give you some advice. Have a bath.
Just before
wash
you
your
do,
bits.
just before you give advice, you've made your way to a spare table in the center of the plaza, and you've sat down. Sorry, continue.
Yes, so I should
That
have
was-
a shower.
You should have a deep bath.
But I don't
Wash
think
yourself
we're gonna
thoroughly.
have the opportunity.
Smell
for that.
nice.
The only time I've ever taken a bath is in that weird experience when we were in that like in between place.
Oh my gosh,
Well-
Sid, could you like sneakily do that prestidigitation thing that makes him smell nice?
Pointed at
Yeah,
my
I-
groin.
Yeah, I'll get him behind the furry pouch. Oh, I'll just blatantly, obviously, be casting prestidigitation all over him.
Okay. What are you doing specifically, just with that spell?
Cleaning him off. Making him not
clean me up, Sid.
Cool.
And
You successfully.
there's verbal and semantic, so I'll be I don't know, making a scrubbing motion in the air towards his junk.
Looks like
Does
this.
anybody notice this?
Plenty do. In the tables around you, you see maybe 10 or 15 people just look over confusingly. One human, he looks quite bulky. He's got this cream shirt on with dark brown trousers. He walks up to you. He has this bald head, quite meaty on the neck. Walks up to you, Sid, and just sort of whispers, "Excuse me, mate. If you don't mind, there are children about."
What, do they need cleaning too?
No.
No.
No. Just maybe not be too obvious. All right, find a room.
What, you've never cleaned a friend before? There's
Not
nothing
like
wrong with that.
Not like that.
I'll go here, and I'll use prestidigitation to polish his bald head.
All right. As you do so, he sort of looks up and gives it a bit of a look, and it was a little bit dusty, a little bit dirty. As he looks at it and looks at you,
So it
gives
looks
you
good
this
now.
Bar fight.
quite a strange look, confused, a little bit scared.
Once again, I'm going to speak up. I'm so sorry, friend. Sid the magician sometimes forgets that he's not on stage, and his illusions and general wanker behavior get the best of him.
Make a persuasion check. Mellow.
$11.
11. He says, he looks towards you, Velo. Yeah. Stay away from me. He sort of goes back to his table.
You can't go around just
Is this
polishing
like
people's
tables?
heads, Sid.
What? He approached me. If he didn't walk over here, there wouldn't even have been an interaction. It's all on him.
Listen, you can't just be in the middle of the bar polishing some guy's head. Leave him be.
All right, Velo.
Also,
PR.
maybe you don't do the
Yeah,
whole
This has a
magic thing here.
range of 60 feet, so I'm going to use the opposite effect of that and make his bald head dirty from afar.
What?
Okay.
You can either clean or dirty a cubic foot. I'm going to smudge up his bald head now.
A cubic foot worth? Can you control that, or is it just a cubic foot?
Let's see. No,
Hey, thanks, an anonymous gifter. That's very sweet.
actually, I thought the range was further. Is he within 10 feet?
Yes, he is.
Maybe as he's walking away, I'll... And
Just to scrub his head magically.
you instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic
larger.
foot. So
Okay, cool.
the object is his head.
Sure. All right. Thank you very much, Anonymous. You do so. He sort of instinctively looks at his head again, looks around, glances back at you, and just beelines it to his table. The tables are about 10 feet away from each other, so there's a little bit of space to go in between them, and people do. You can see in between some of these tables towards places that have cookeries, barbecues, other drinks. There's lines between these tables. It's very crowded. You see that on these tables, people are also playing cards, dice, guessing games, it seems, truth or dares, truth and lies. You see
Truth or dare.
some
Truth.
some darts being played as well on some of the walls of sort of the houses directly on the inside of some of these of this plaza. And there seems to be some dart competitions happening at the moment. Some coin tossing, things like that.
Are these tables that we can be served at, or are they just kind of like picnic table style set up, sit down? Cool. I'm gonna look at my friends ? And say, hey, this looks like a really nice festival. Maybe we should wear our nice clothes that we bought for that dinner that time. We should dress nicely.
That is a good idea.
Special occasion, change of clothing. Yes?
All right.
No?
I like it. I'm going to wear my sky blue robe. Also, if we have to flee this town, that will also be useful.
Okay,
The only thing I ended up with was the leather jacket that I cut the sleeves off, so...
it was really nice, though.
It is really nice. I still got that scrap bit of leather. If you work your way up to it, you might get yourself a bracelet.
I'm okay, thank you.
Yeah, whatever. I know you really want one.
Hood, you should also definitely change into your nice clothes, because not only do you have the festival, but you also have a date.
Well, no, I think it might make me look a little bit desperate.
Oh, well, I mean, you can stay dirty then, and the rest of us will go and get clean.
I said already, Princess, that they shouldn't to me.
I don't know how to put this to you, but having a clean groin and wearing nice clothes is the bare minimum.
No, I ended up at the bar and I don't know what the intention is, but it started the way I was, so let's see where it ends up.
She's already digging the accent. You just need to, put some flavour in your words.
No,
and just call her red. You said accent and my cherry red temptress.
Oh well, that's a good
wow.
improv on the language.
Mm.
If it wasn't for your skin meat, you might pass as a tabaxi.
Skin meat's my best part, buddy.
Look, I'm happy
I need to go
that's
get
what I
some
mean.
ingredients. I'm going to leave you
what
to that.
needs to be done then.
Put some poetry in your words, and I'm going to duck off and try find some ingredients for this.
What would you like to try and find?
Ideally, anything that would substitute for some leek and potatoes, if those things exist.
Potatoes,
and maybe
do.
a bit of spices, maybe like a dukkha type spice, and a handful of cherries from this stall that was mentioned.
Okay. You do find potatoes, and I'll let you know the collective cost in a moment. Grook herbs are probably the equivalent as you sort of go around and give them a bit of a taste. The mix of herbs known as Grook herbs. Take your fancy. They are sort of that earthy, but sort of also a bit flowery, nutty, that sort of flavor. And you'd think that if you are cooking that basilisk, that would be a good accompaniment. You also is that what you're intending on?
Mm.
Okay. There's no leek around, but what you find instead is a vegetable called a juin. And it grows out of the ground, so it is still a root vegetable. It's almost like a tiny sort of orange pea, and the accompaniment, or all of them put together, have that oniony sort of that same family of taste. And together, it's two gold pieces for those. The cherries, for sort of a handful of them, are a gold piece per handful.
Alright, so 3 gold pieces in total.
Yep. The cherries, someone gives you a taste of one as a tester. Everyone seems to get a free cherry to taste. And seedless, without any pests at all. It is a perfect deep red and purple fruit. The juiciness that comes from it is almost overpowering as you bite into it and just keep biting, expecting to hit something, a seed inside, just more flesh overtakes you. In fact, you need to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Whoa.
Kraken.
Okay, cool.
Plus 4, so 24.
All right. You gain 10 temporary hit points at the moment.
Ooh. Can't wait to get a punch up with a bald-headed prick at the bar. Sweet.
Nice.
Oh, can I go to
I'm also going to separate from the group, and I am going to go and book us all a room each for the night.
I'm assuming not at the Eye of Tor, but another inn.
Oh, were we not supposed to be staying there? Isn't that where I stand?
Oh, you're going to go there? Yeah, sure. The Eye of Tor. So beyond the cherry liqueur stall, where Azarana had her stall, there is this double-story building, very long, with a sort of a steeple-looking roof made of tile. In there, you see that it gets its name from a minotaur. So the eyes of a minotaur, thus the Eye of Tor, because of the accoutrements and the look inside the room. There's a light that sort of moves in the center of this room at the bottom, in a dimly lit room, and it has this black carpet. It's all very black and white in its decor. Lots of a few lounges here and there. It's actually quite upmarket for a town that seems to be quite I guess scraping by. You see that there's a front desk which is on the left hand side, and you see and you smell these beautiful meats and gravies and sauces and fresh vegetables also coming from the kitchen, and smoke coming from there too, as a bar is on the far end. The room is fairly long. It's probably about 50 feet long and about 20 feet wide. And you book a couple of... what do you want to book?
I want to book a room each, but I want to be as persuasive as possible to try and get it a little bit cheaper if we can. Well,
you're talking to a centaur. This centaur has these short but very intricate antlers coming out from its head, and she is wearing at the top what looks to be a sort of a half dress of pink, darker pink, simple, and the horse part of the body is left bare, and you see this beautiful golden mane and also golden fur as she stands tall.
Cool. I am literally just gonna be like, excuse me, I would like to book a couple of rooms. I'm Luna Tarot.
Nice to meet you.
How
Deref.
much would that be?
I am Deref. It would be...
It's lovely to meet you. You're very, very beautiful.
She gives you sort of a little curt nod. It would be for just one night?
Yes.
It would be in this establishment, 4 gold pieces per room per night.
4 gold pieces. That's very, very nice.
If you have something to trade instead, I can take a trade of something.
You can what?
I can trade for if you have goods or services that you have to trade. I also accept.
Well, is there anything that you're after or anything that you're looking for?
There are ingredients that I am sometimes needing to acquire from animals, teeth, horns, things to make the ground fuller, more nutritious to grow. I also have the
Oh, you
need.
need help growing crops?
That's correct.
I can do that. I
Are you an
have an
alchemist?
old family. No, I just have an old family like recipe that helps soil the ground that I can't talk about because it's very secret. But I would be more than happy if you give me half an hour with your crops. I can have them growing fuller for you.
I would like to see this. It is a deal. I can discount the rooms to 2 gold pieces a night for this. Is that sufficient?
I guess that will be fine.
Okay, we have a deal. When are you available with your services?
How long until the cooking competition?
Ooh, it's on in about 20 minutes.
And how far are your crops?
They are in the field about 15-minute walk.
Would it be okay if I did it in the morning?
I will hold you to this, as a trust.
I will pinky promise you.
I'm sorry, I
And
don't know
like
what
I
that
said,
means.
my name's Luna Tarot, so you will know where to find me because people will know where to find me.
That is a very famous name. You are a relative, I'm assuming.
Yeah, just a cousin.
A cousin of the Tarot family.
Yeah.
You said your name was?
Luna?
Their daughter is Luna, no?
Yeah, but like, there's more than one.
Oh. It is a shame you had
It's
to
a
be...
family name.
Yes, it's a shame you had to be called the same name as your cousin, the daughter of the Taros. But
Yeah.
that
Well,
is
she's not
to-
my cousin. Her mum is my cousin.
Are you a sister? Ah, I see.
No, I'm Aurora's cousin.
Oh, I see. Well, anyway, it is
Their daughter was actually named after me. I'm quite good. Anyway,
it is an honor to have you here, nonetheless.
thank you. Anyway, here's the gold. Bye.
And
I'm just gonna
in that
awkwardly hand
moment,
over 8 gold and run.
okay, she watches.
run.
No, she watches you leave with a little bit of haste, and you collect your ingredients, Sid.
Only other thing I'd like to do, and like no roleplay or anything necessary, is I'd like to go and get changed into my nice clothes
Yep.
and then go back.
Yep, no problem. You
Make
can
my
change
way
and go
back.
Yep, no problem at all. What are you wearing for this next bit? What clothes are they?
The dress that I bought
Okay, cool. All right.
in the shop.
And you all watch as Luna returns to the table with a beautiful, of the same beautiful dress she purchased in Rome. All right. As Sid, you make your way back to the table as well, or are you doing something else?
So I'm under the impression that we've got to go to this do the cooking all in the event. So like bring your food.
It'd be called out to you.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
ready.
Sweet, yeah, I'll go back to the table. Looking good. Dress has held up in the cart.
Yeah, it has. Here, and I'm gonna hand out room keys to everyone. Also, tomorrow morning we need
Thank
to
you.
stop by someone's crops, and you're gonna need to distract them while I grow their crops for them.
Probably just do it in front of them. Get the credit.
Oh no, because I don't want to be hunted for the whole magic thing.
Also,
Not
word
heavy.
of something like that would probably reach Aaliyah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, she knows where we're going.
Yeah, that's true. But also, if we can avoid her, I mean, like, I still think we could be friends. So maybe we shouldn't avoid her.
Velo brings up a great point. Imagine if you do win the cooking festival here, and everyone's talking about Sid, and then our nemesis walks through here.
Yeah, and then she'll be all jealous, going, "Yeah, I'm such a piece of shit. I tried to kill that
She
guy."
has no
down
issues
north."
with us, just with Valor.
This is true. Mind you, we
Except
want too
maybe
deep.
you, Hood. You did tie her up.
Hey, I made sure she was comfortable. That
The
fed
better
her.
our reputation around the place, and she'll just have to hear this and just go, "Oh, I'm hunting people who sound awesome. Really wish I wasn't such a dick around them."
That is actually a little bit true. If our reputation is brought up a little bit, then maybe other people will think badly about her.
Yeah, she's an ass.
She
really
is a
couldn't-
little bit of an ass.
I really couldn't care if she was our friend or not.
I apologize, Luna. I could see that you wanted a relationship with her, but
I wanted to find out more stories about her. Yes, correct.
well, I wouldn't lie. She was interesting, but she is
Well,
still
I don't understand
hunting
how
us.
she gets away with worshipping a god while living and like serving.
Well,
people
perhaps
that
we can
don't.
use that to our advantage if we do get caught up in a pickle.
Well, I don't want to do that. That would be awful. We'd get her killed.
Well, we'll know what our position is if she captures us, so maybe her dying at that point wouldn't be so terrible.
Hey, look, I think we all tried at least. She wants to go get herself killed because she's a little sourpuss. That's on her.
And again, we have Sid, the Basilisk Killer.
Okay,
Saving
well,
the
let's
town.
go watch Sid the Basilisk Killer cook really good food because I think that would be nice.
Ooh, some sushimi? Yum. Let's do it.
Sid,
Got some plans.
but just before you go and do that, though, I would like to give you a little bit of a blessing, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
I have no doubts that you're the best cook out of all of them, but just on the off chance that there is a culinary legend out there that has been wiser beyond your years, I would still like you to kick their butt.
Yeah, I don't see how that's possible, but I'll allow it.
Oh, me neither, but in the 1 in a million chance.
Well, I might actually, because I'll have to prep the basilisk meat. So the little belly pouch is already cut out, but I might go and attempt to skin the tail first.
Guidance.
Sid, I will also give you a little bit of a blessing, and I do the...
Yeah, boy!
And you now get advantage on all your skill checks.
A DM question. Does guidance stack?
No.
So, okay. Well, good luck.
Do I not give
Gil.
Sid inspiration?
With your words, sure.
Piss off.
Okay, so you're trying to skin this tail here, or
Yeah, well, it would be with the card. I'm assuming we didn't take the card in the middle of the...
no? The card,
Table.
the card's at the end. I'll assume the card you got taken care of at the end.
Yeah, our horses are just still.
Yeah, I guess I would have... I would make a long incision, cut the skin from the end of the tail to where it's been severed, and I'll get Rick to, I guess, put his fingers underneath the skin and hold the meat, and then I'll try strip that skin off like you're peeling the insulation off a copper wire.
All right, make a strength check because it's a toughie.
Hey, you can add a D4 to that with that guidance.
You can also have advantage because I saluted you.
Well, I think the last bit was bullshit. 5.
Oh my god.
Why every time?
For the most part, you seem to start to peel the skin. You don't get far though. It's probably only about a few centimeters, maybe an inch or two, into it before it just is stuck. completely stuck. And it's at that point that you hear the announcer. Okay, everybody, for the cooking competition, make your way over. Put your names down. Place your bets, everybody else, at the betting table. And we shall begin shortly.
Ooh, I guess if I made a few centimeters of it, I'll cut the meat as much as I can, and even dig in underneath the the skin and try to flick it out. Try to get as much meat as possible off the tail.
Alrighty. Alright, I'll just get my camera again to be fun.
I'm also going to give Sid one more guidance before he hits the stage.
I'm also going to give Sid bromance, which gives him
Shut up,
inspiration.
Alright, so you're heading over with that bit of basilisk then, and the herbs and cherries.
You've got this, Sid. It's going to be good.
Yes. So, I'll just blatantly use prestidigitation to start a fire. And set up my cooking utensils.
Woo!
And in a pot, I will, I guess, try to make a bit of a broth with the spices.
Competition hasn't started yet. So you walk
Okay,
up.
well,
not
I'm
just yet.
picturing this in my head.
Oh, I see. Okay. To keep picturing, I'll quickly describe. So as you walk up to the front table where the cauldrons are all beautifully laid out, barbecues and etc. They take your name, and they just guide you to a particular cauldron where there's now a lineup of people. There's probably about 15 different cauldrons with one person behind each of them. Some of them have like knives that they're starting to sort of sharpen. You see your sort of plate worth of knives and other cooking utensils in front of you, and boards and places that you can chop. Announcer says you have 1 hour to cook the best dish that you can possibly cook for our judges, and he points to a small table on the side where you see all the judges there. There are 5 of them. One of them being the elf, Azerana, and he says, "May the best dish win," and you can see the crowd just looking towards you. Begin, and you can see now people bringing out sacks and starting to bring out what look to be crustaceans, eels, fish, fungus, spiders, salamanders, beetles, rice, all sorts of things. And so go for it. So you're lighting a fire.
Now I will blatantly use prestidigitation to light a fire.
Okay. As you do that, are you doing it close? Are you doing it from far away? How does it look?
Flamboyantly, so.
All right, make a performance check, please.
Oh, you have to add your D4 to that because it's the first freaking roll that you've done.
That is a 24.
Okay.
Hey!
As you do, you see the crowd go, "Ooh!" and all look directly at you. In a moment, and the moment passes, and then they all look towards another person who's flipping knives, and this human is just catching them and cutting as he's flipping, and everyone's going, "Oh yeah!"
How far away is this happening?
Probably about 30 feet away from you.
Okay.
Can anyone cast Bane?
I am going to I'm gonna hold my necklace for a moment and like hide behind Hood and mutter quietly under my breath and create a puff of wind that goes, if the guy's flipping knives, it basically comes from this way and tries to push the knives not towards the crowd or anything.
Just out of his
just
hands.
so that like loses balance, if
All
that
right.
makes sense.
This heavily black mustached, portly gentleman is flipping, and as it happens, I will make a dexterity
Not trying
check
to
for
hurt
it.
anyone,
No,
obviously.
no, it's just to distract. Yeah, just making a dexterity, which he fails. So you can see that he's flipping, he's dicing, he's slicing, and suddenly he's just, and the knives, the 4 knives just fall onto the ground. One of them sticks into the ground. Everyone looks at him like, "Oh," and this big "oh," and the crowd goes past. And now start now looking to.
I'll jump in on that too and go, oh.
And everyone now starts looking at the other cooks. One of them seems to have this. It's slamming into what looks to be liver, and just hitting it and just tenderizing it. Another just already got like a pot full of stuff and is pushing a bit of lemon in. Go for it, Sid.
So I will attempt to make a broth in a pot with the, I guess the herbs, the stew something, little pea things, and the potatoes, and what little basilisk tail meat I could gather, and I'll cut that into like chunks of meat, and attempt to just slow cook that in the pot. And I'll take the cherries, and I should still have a bunch of peachy sweet orange flowers from way back in the day that are probably pretty dry by now, so I'm going to try and mortar and pestle with a bit of the cherry liqueur and mush all those cherries and the dried flowers together and massage a glaze into the basilisk fatty belly meat and try to pan fry that. Make it
Does it get an advantage because that sounds amazing?
Can I also add to this if that's okay?
Yeah.
I would like to, as this is happening, like I'm watching Sid, I'm going to keep hidden kind of behind hood and like my hand over my mouth like this as I use Druidcraft twice. The first time is going to be to snuff out the fire of whoever looks like they're doing the best.
Okay.
Like if just snuff it out. That's not Sid, obviously.
If I can add
and
to...
then after that, I'm gonna use it again to, and I'll do it similar to how I've done with Hood in the past to like do the autumn leaves thing. I'm just gonna make the immediate area around Sid just smell like, you know, when you walk past someone's house and you can just smell what they're cooking and it's like, oh my god, that's what it smells like the entire time, just consistently.
All right, so good.
Just to help out Luna, I guess sleight of hand there. Can I position myself in a way to support her
without it looking sus?
Without it looking sus,
I'm
yeah.
not like.
Oh, I see. So okay, sure. Okay.
I'm just kind of like.
Make a stealth check, Hood, please. And Bello, what are you doing during this time?
I am standing there watching the competition with vigor, and I also am going to fuck with the competition. I'm going to wait until we get towards the end.
Okay.
A little bit. So I'm waiting to see. Mostly I want to get a gauge of who is performing the best aside from
No problem. I'll let you know in a second.
Rolled a 16 with a +5, so 21.
21. All right. With that 21, you managed to completely shield Luna from any sort of suspicion. As you cast that Druidcraft, you look over and you see that out of the 15 cooks, apart from Sid, who you're obviously a bit biased towards, there are two other
He's actually
cooks.
doing the worst.
No, Sid's doing quite well in comparison. All the other cooks are a little bit behind. So two other cooks are doing particularly well. One of them seems to have cut up the head of a stag and seems to be sort of had skinned it, very deft, very precise with his cooking, with his knives, cut into the bits that he needed to, and is deep frying it, basically deep frying it with some herbs and some other stuff in oil. And that's giving off this amazing aroma that people are starting to gravitate towards. He's got some chopped up stuff on the side that he's seemingly doing. Another lady is cooking what looks to be a cherry-looking dessert. She seems to have these beautiful sort of candies, these cherry candies that are powdered with sugar that she's sort of carving up and boiling as well. With some
It would
pastries.
be a shame if her fire went out.
With some pastries on the side. So you want her fire to go out?
If she's the second best, like if she's the best after,
They're sort of on par.
Sid,
They're sort of
because-
on par with Sid. You'll have to decide.
Still not
because
established
like
how
a
well I'm
deep
doing.
fryer doesn't have fire under it, right? So I'll take out that dessert.
Yeah, that's right. So it's up to you. And all the others are just still chopping up fairly mundane looking dishes.
Yeah, that dessert fire goes out.
Okay, so it just completely extinguishes, and you hear another audible sort of a desperation for her, and she looks around confusing for a moment, then looks underneath and quickly just starts to get tinder and box again and tries to light it, but is having some difficulty.
In that case, then I'm going to mess with the guy who's deep frying.
Yep.
So I'm going
He
to.
just deep fries his own face.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to tuck my hands
Cast sleep on him.
into my own sleeves, and I'm going to cast Mold Earth. So that doesn't have a verbal component, just somatic, just the gestures. And the only earth I want to move is about 9 inches of earth directly beneath the front 2 table legs. So the whole table just sinks into the ground at about a 45-degree angle.
That would you mean the table in front of the cook?
Yes.
That would essentially just completely tip over all of his oil, all of his utensils, things like that. Yeah.
How far away is the audience from the front of his table?
The closest is 5 feet. 10 feet away. 10 feet.
Well then, yeah, let's do that.
Okay. As you make that gesture, you see.
If audience members were killed in the
You
deep frying
see
incident.
this
is the reputation Ali is going to hear.
You see the table just fall flat, and it goes onto an angle, and the oil and the pot just all over the ground. You hear the sizzling, and the head rolls out of the stag and hits the foot of one of the people watching it. They go and they fall backwards onto another patron who quickly just rights themselves again, and you hear this shout and just immediately after this as this cook is frantic trying to pick up the cauldron, which is cracked now, and tries to pick it up to do something with his meal. Sid, you're looking on. I need you to make me 2 rolls. These are actually going to be 2 survival checks, and you'll add your survival, and you'll add your proficiency bonus to both.
Woo. Survival is still -1, like most things. +1. So it's a 17 for the first one.
Oof.
Oh, and an 18 for the second.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
Oh, wow. Okay. With that, you find that those 2 cooks are almost completely out of the competition. Half an hour has gone by. It's sort of getting to the point where everything is starting to be cooked. Is there anything extra you want to do, Sid?
Look, for flamboyant presentation, what I'm going to do is periodically just like lift the corner of the lid on the pot and give it a stir. But as I do, I'm going to be touching the fleece that I have and using minor illusion to make like this really bright golden light kind of seem like it's coming out of the pot. And just so it's like each time the lid comes up for a stir, it's like, ooh, let's draw the attention in. What's going on there?
Pulp Fiction
and then,
shit right there.
As the basilisk belly is getting nice and get that sticky little bit of crisp to it on the glaze, I'll take that off the pan, slice it up, and are there sort of like plates around for serving?
Yep, there are. Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna get the board that I've sliced it up on and give it a flick so it all goes up in the air, and I'll grab one of the many velo feathers that I've been pocketing away, and I'm going to cast Featherfall on the pork belly so it starts slowly drifting down, and I'll with the plates. And
No.
then
This is where he loses.
I'll with a bit of flair grab a towel and grab the top of the lid of the pot. And as I pull it off in a very quick gesture, I'll flick a bit of phosphorus that I bought a while back and cast dancing lights. So 3 dancing lights will kind of emerge and swivel out of the pot, and then they'll go away and then smash together, and as they do, it'll spell the word yummy in the sky.
Oh my
And I'll
god.
put the pot down next to all the basilisk belly that's been plated up, and I guess put the towel that I used to grab the pot over my serving arm and give a bow and gesture first to the old temptress in red. Come up and have a taste.
Okay. As you finish that gesture, the crowd goes
The
crowd
old
goes
temptress.
berserk.
She ain't old.
They just clap and cheer for you as the other chefs or cooks look over in wonder at that, especially the dancing lights. They're yummy on above.
Yummy.
Yummy. And as you finish the cook, so what have you made? Just describe what you've made.
So a nice savoury, slow-cooked stew. So the small amounts of, I guess, basilisk tail meat that I can get, the chunks of it should be nice and, just pull apart with the fork. No need to cut it. In a nice broth with the vegetables there, a hearty winter meal, and nice sticky, I guess the equivalent of a pork belly, just indulgent, Moorish, and with that cherry liqueur, so it's got that sweet taste, and from a different region, those flowers crushed up in it for that slightly, I guess, intriguing taste for people of this region.
Okay. As you describe that to the judges, they there's a person that comes out and cuts up this for you after you describe how to present it to them, and then they go and individually plate up and put it in front of the judges. The hour has passed, and at that point, there's sort of a hush over the crowd as you wait their tasting. You see that there is one plate that looks like it has a fish on it that's stuffed. You see another one that looks like it has just a platter of different types of meats, differently cooked. It looks like another has just what looks to be a loaf of bread, but beautifully presented. But as they cut it up, you see that there's stuff inside too that it sort of shimmers. It doesn't glow like magic would. It just has this nice crust about it inside. There is another stew that gets presented as well. You see a couple of other desserts, a couple of other cakes, biscuits, things like that. And this cook that did have the stag head did eventually finish it, but just not as well presented as you would have thought would have been otherwise. The candies completely destroyed. That cook, she got disqualified. She couldn't finish off her meal. As you continue to watch the judges, they finish it off. They sort of write things down with parchment and ink, and they hand it over to this presenter, this dwarf, another dwarf, and with.
I'm just gonna quickly look at Velo and Hood and just whisper, if he doesn't win, we either run away or we pretend like it was rigged.
We got this.
He kind of ruined it as badly as that fish.
As you wait for the reply, the announcer eventually gets the results, sifts through them, and just roll a couple of dice. Yeah.
Let him win. Fudge the roll.
Nah, not fudging these. I've got an answer for both, depending on what.
You got this, Sid.
I've never seen Jordan look so invested in this game.
Oh, we should have cheated harder.
The anticipation.
Is there a rig died there because of my potential with a friend that's on the judging panel?
You don't know.
Okay, and the announcer says, we are going to announce the winner and the second place and the third place of this cooking competition. This has been a dramatic turn of events where we've seen things rolled over, fires gone out, lights in the sky. It's been a beautiful presentation, and I thank everybody here for their participation, and you hear everybody cheering, yay, thank you the judges, yay. And he continues, we announce third place for the mutton meatloaf goes to Quenny, and you see Quenny from Tobren, and you can see everybody start to just clap very, very politely, and a few cheers here and there. In second place, all the way from El Quo, Arterio, and everybody claps as well with the Ren pot pie. Yes, that was good. Fantastic meal. Everybody hushes now. In first place, an unknown challenger, and you can see two other people just dip their heads. One lady that looks like she has short blonde hair and sort of another drow look, this darker skin. Another one looks like she is a tiefling with just one purple horn and the other sort of sliced. A challenger unknown. They have made a stupendous meal for the judges. The winner of this festival and the cooking competition goes to Sid Degenerate! Yes! Sid of an unknown origin! Yes! That's all beautiful. Everybody starts to cheer.
Get the crowd away.
Everybody puts their hands in the air, and you hear a stuttering roar from this audience as clapping and cheering and yelling. And you hear a Sid, 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 Sid. And you see, like in the crowd, especially you three, not you Sid as much, but money exchanging hands, gold exchanging hands, things like that, as betting and the finishing off that takes place.
Do we see our friend win money?
No.
Person that let us in?
Yes, actually you do.
No? Oh.
You see that a whole bag of coin gets put into his hand.
Fabulous.
Sitig, yes, Sitig gets a good payday. And you hear the announcer go, this is the end of the competition for today. Thank you. We will have the turtle racing soon. Listen out for the announcements and have your turtles ready. Thank you, everybody. And Sid, for your prize. And he just leaves it at that as the crowd starts to go back to what they're doing.
I'll go chase him up. What did I get?
You see the presenter just sort of guide you forward.
Yeah, I'll rush up.
Okay.
And as I do, after I'm away from my fellow competitors, I'll go, I'm the greatest fucking cook that you ever did see. What did I get?
The crowd sort of is a little bit more sort of not dispersed, but they've gone back to being to having sort of meals, so you can see the drinks and waiting for the whatever next competition happens. I need you three to make me a perception check, because Sid does appear to sort of go out of sight a little bit because there's a few more people.
I'm guiding myself.
Yeah, that's fine. As Sid, you head up towards the presenter. He says, "Well done," and he sort of shakes your hands quite fervently. That was amazing. What? How did you do that with the letters? It was stupendous. What illusionary magics is going on here?
No magics. You just got to get the right amount of pressure in the pot. Convection heating. Certain bits will rise, certain bits will fall. Get it just right.
I've never heard of this. What was your perception check, everyone?
18.
20.
Muted.
You're muted, Ben.
A 9. I was like 11.
11, cool.
Yeah.
Then he continues. That's brilliant. Yes. So tell me, how describe how you did that word. I must know.
Certain herbs in the water. I use magic. I can use magic. I'm pretty magical.
Magic.
And I'll do it again. Dancing lights. Let's go. Just have them swirl around us.
He sort of looks around. That is.
Do we see this?
Yes. So you and Velo both see that. Yes.
I'm gonna look at Velo and Hood and go, "Oh no."
Will you? And the presenter continues to. Will you? I don't know how you're doing this, but can you help us? Can you help us
like
with
this? And I'll have them smashed together, and it'll form the word magic with an arrow pointing down at me.
That is
Jesus.
amazing. Can you do anything more? Can you help us with our crop, please? I don't know how you're doing this or what Vim has gifted you, but we are desperate. We are in need.
What do you need?
Crops grown. We need food for our hungry. We need much.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not a god. I can't just do all that. Let me talk to someone. Might be able to briefly help you with crops, but yeah, I can't. Irrigation.
Unbelievable.
Give you a hand to dig a trench from the stream.
Dig. What do you mean dig? You can simply magic the soil out of the earth. I'm sure. With that, it is fantastic.
Really.
And he starts to talk louder and louder. And as he does,
do we hear any of the conversation, like the actual words?
No, not from there. There's crowds around that sit around you. More people start to look over and start to hear in that conversation because they are closer. And you hear people start to mutter, magic. He's got magic. He's actually got magic. And the presenter turns back to Woods and says, I'm sorry, I can't let you win with if you used magic and the others were at a disadvantage. At a disadvantage, I'm sorry.
That was just for show. The cooking was real.
We are not to know, though, are we?
Yeah,
how could we possibly know?
Makes me tell the truth. Yeah, cooking was real.
Make a deception check.
Can we speak up for him and tell him that his cooking is terrible and that was actually really nice?
It's a 10.
A 10? Okay.
Yeah.
saying, I'm sorry.
Look, the
We
only
can't
thing
be
that was
sure.
magic was starting the fire, making it seem like it was a lot cooler than what it was, but the cooking was just cooking. Ask my companions. I cook for them all the time, and they love it. Can't get enough.
Till we decide, I will need to tell the judges. I will need to tell the judges, and they will come together and see if you're worthy of this prize or not. If not, we will give it to the second best. I'm sorry. It is up to them.
I know I'm the best cook, no matter what you do.
Sure, that's true.
And the word will change from magic to best cook.
I hope you can help us with your magic, and you can see the crowd starting to come together. At this point, Luna and Hood, you see the crowd start to congregate around Sid. You're not quite sure why. You hear the crowd going, "You can do magic, Hood. Help me, please. Help me, please." And you can hear other people going, "Please, my crops need to grow. I need new clothes. Please, can you mend them? Can you mend them quickly? Everything is much faster when..." And you see more people and more people and more people. They are starting to really come into your space, push you together as you hear more people and more people just push in further and further and further.
I'm going to Misty Step 30 feet back towards my companions.
Okay. As you disappear and reappear next to your group. Again, you all see around you people suddenly look over in shock, and the crowd beyond just unsure, and look over, and I'll just see if they do. At the moment, it seems like they don't know where you are.
Remember, you need to roll at disadvantage.
No, I don't. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Sid, what are you doing?
Just being so damn amazing that these people will not get the fuck away from me. They got a little bit too impressed
What did you tell them?
that I was magical as fuck. Didn't you see the words?
Yeah, we saw the words.
Pretty
Well,
sweet.
get on over there, Magic Boy. All your fans wanna speak to you.
Yeah, this is all on you now, buddy. You're getting yourself out of this. I'm not being involved with this.
I'm gonna grab a hold of Luna.
I'm absolutely gonna resist.
All right, so you can make an acrobatics or athletics check to get out of that grapple that you're in at the moment, Luna.
I am absolutely guidancing myself again.
And you can
What
make
did you say? Athletics or acrobatics?
yeah, and you can make a grapple check. That's just a strength check. Sid, as people have now seen.
Shouldn't be too hard.
That's all right. Go on.
It's a 7.
A 7.
15.
Yeah, you easily wrangle your wrist away. As Sid, you see more people come towards you now that they've seen that misty step, and they start to say, "Magic, magic." I heard. Did you have magic? From nowhere, the crowd of people just too tight knit to understand where the pain initially came from. But you feel instinctively your hand goes to your stomach as you look down at, with this tight knit crowd of people, blood.
Oh my god, he's cast lightning bolt.
and you feel yourself get weaker. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Wait, he's being surrounded by a group of people.
Surrounded by crowd. As you all are.
There's a 2
Oh,
on the
all
die.
of us.
Well, because he's with you, yes. Sorry, what'd you get?
6 in total.
A 6? Okay. You will
I am
watch.
backing up. I am backing up.
You will watch as Sid starts to go down.
Can I intervene?
You need to make me a perception check to see if you can see where or how,
Is Sid
why
even is.
Sid,
Yeah.
where he even is.
Jeez. So 12 perception.
You just
If I
you,
was,
yeah, go on. Miller.
It's a 15 with
Okay.
a
if I
12 and a
was
3.
standing there talking to him, would I have seen him go down?
You're starting to see him go down, but you need to make another perception to see if you see why.
Can I get in on this as well?
Yeah.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Only Luna sees, but you both see Sid start to go down, and you see him with his hand on his stomach and red. And Sid,
Can I see the culprit?
yes, but they have turned and are starting to run away already. Through the
I'm
crowd,
going after them.
as you start to chase them down, the last thing you
I'm
hear
gonna be
is...
like,
yeah.
Valerie, he's hurt, and then I'm going straight up.
All right, as you start to go straight through and try and push past the crowd, you hear that too, Hood. Velo, you look down at Sid, and the last thing you hear, Sid, on the way down was a whisper. You and your fucking magic can go to fucking hell. And you go unconscious. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
Wanker behaviour.
Cause of death, wanker behavior.
Good stuff. Nice.
That was ridiculous.
That's good.
Awesome.
I like a good festival.
Oh.
Full swing. It's great.
Dress.
Hey, that was awesome. I really enjoyed our our chats this evening with the chat and all the new people. And thank you so much, Anonymous, and for the start.
Oh, I've got to give you someone to raid as
Yeah,
well.
do we had 2 raids?
Yeah, we can definitely raid. 100%. I'll also look for someone to do. But yeah, I think it's been a really cool evening. That was really, really awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for the chat, all the support as well. Phenomenal. Again, Emily has said this a numerous amount of times. 6:35 every Tuesday. If you'd like to, if you're new, come join us, and you can check our back catalogue on YouTube. And you can see season 1 as well. We're currently in season 2, episode 20. So if you're interested in watching us, there's quite a bit of content out there.
Yeah, I've got one to raid already. Aussie as well.
Okay, Fab. I sent you someone as a backup just in case.
Alrighty. So we're going to leave it there. Thank you, everybody very much. Have an amazing night, and we'll see everybody next week. Hopefully next week we'll be live and all together again. That would be amazing. But have a great evening and goodbye. Stick around for the raid.
Ciao.